We begin, first of all, with some very sad, utterly depressing news. One of our anchors here at Arise News has died. Sumi Maduagwu tragically passed away in the early hours of this morning following an armed robbery attack that is being investigated by the Nigerian police. Sumi, who was 29 years of age, was not only a cherished member of the Arise family, but was also a vibrant voice that engaged and connected with our viewers. She was also a lawyer and a philanthropist, and she will be sorely missed. There'll be tributes paid to her throughout the night and into tomorrow here on Arise News. But back to the present. After a rest and a revamp, I'm back refreshed and ready to ripple out as we delve inside the raucous world of Nigerian politics, taking stock of the backstories and incendiary actions of this country's politicians. One of the most intense of those politicians is, of course, the lawmaker, Senator Ali Ndume, a blistering political asteroid whose passionate advocacy against bad governance is so scathing that whenever he speaks publicly, entrenched interests brace for impact. This time, Senator Ali Ndume's focus is on what he says is the ostentatious display and disgraceful cultural acceptance of the spoils of systemic corruption. He's particularly concerned about how the corrupt are able to advertise their luxury lifestyle.
Terrorists are taking over.
Their ill-gotten wealth.
Tracy, welcome.
From the government, anti-fraud agencies, or the public at large. In fact, says Senator Ndume, the government and the people seem to throw the doors of protection open to the corrupt, welcoming all those with resources, irrespective of how they were acquired, and absolving them of any consequences, whilst feeding off their toxic greed. So what does he think can be done about corruption?
It's an APC state now. Kwara State is APC. In fact, the governor came out to, the emir has come out to demand arrest for those who are coming out to protest.
Political solitaire and former
Ronuku, they are getting the bulala now.
Nice to see you.
You are right, Oriyomi, but as a human being,
given the news that we started with, but that's one of the things that you've been talking about, security in this country.
Yeah. At one time, I was thinking maybe we'll call off the interview because it's very, very sad, especially happening this evening. We just say, may her soul rest in peace.
Amen.
And I hope that the police or the security agencies will unravel this as quick as possible so that the necessary judicial action will be taken on such.
Absolutely. But she was a remarkable young woman, full of faith, full of promise.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those tragic things.
I want to be like you.
It's sad.
I want to be like you.
That she had plans to be a senator.
Honestly, it's very annoying.
Admired the good ones. I don't know whether there are any good ones in.
Such a human being full of life. This death, I don't know, it pains me.
Well, I don't know about that, but as I said, you always try to put me on the spot. I'm not the only senator. We are 109. I'm only one out of 109, and you can't say all of us are bad. Well, at least there will be some guys that are just above.
Borderline.
Yeah, or even above the border.
Right. Well, let's move on and let's start with the big story of the day. I mean, this country's largest oil and gas workers union, Pengasun, is embarking on a strike that shut down oil and gas operations across Nigeria. The action is against the Dangote refinery. You've talked about that quite a bit. Pengasun is accusing them of violating labor laws by dismissing hundreds of workers who opted to join the union, replacing them with foreign workers. Dangote, of course, has dismissed the allegations as patently false misinformation designed to disrupt operations. Dangote says there be no mass sackings and insists that it's acted within the law and in accordance with labor best practices. I mean, what kind of questions does this raise for you?
No, actually, from day one, Even long time ago, I was against this kind of so-called unionism that only serve the interests of the individuals within, regardless of the interests of the nation. I mean, this Pengasson is supposed to serve the interests of the country first. And you know this, their profession that has to do with petroleum products affect everything. And this is Nigeria, this is supposed to be a free country. You can't force somebody to be in the union. And if you choose to be in the union...
Yeah, but they didn't say they forced anybody.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, Dangote is a private businessman that established a refinery that is his own. And you can't come from there as petroleum senior staff or whatever they call themselves and impose anything on a private individual.
But I mean,
let me get there.
Okay.
There's a common example here. We have ASU, isn't it? You know ASU?
Yeah, that's the academic staff.
But the staff of private universities that are getting to about 100 in this country now, they are not part of ASU. It's a private. You have private hospitals all over in this country. They are not part of any union. You have a NUC. They are not part of any union. If you want to be in a union, then stay out of Dangote. That's all.
Yeah, but
well, let me land, because this is a very serious matter.
Yes, it is.
They are trying to hold Nigeria up. I'm not sure if the whole of Pengasson and stuff or whatever they call themselves. You know why I'm angry? Because anybody that is just thinking about himself and not...
I started watching it, but I never finished.
But they would argue...
I started, you know, I always try to watch it with you guys.
No, they are not thinking about...
I didn't get to watch it. Maybe I go play them for here now after this.
Issue here,
let me
the
see.
Bigger issue is of the protection.
That was 2 days ago, right?
What this country is prepared to do to guarantee their protection.
Please, Charles, you know that I don't know whether you're part of Pengasson yourself.
Do I look like an oil? Am I wearing a hard hat?
No.
The
problem with the oil people, you just see them as an innocent. But they are the people.
Too many things happening in Nigeria. As I watch one, another one will drop.
I think our population
I started
is
watching it. I think it was 2 days ago.
And then you have people that they don't own the oil, they don't own the gas. They are just the workers. So how can you be acting more than the owner of it belongs to Nigeria. The oil and gas belongs to Nigerians. You will only act in the interest of Nigerians. If Dangote said he doesn't want his workers to be in the union, so what? Then you just... How many people are in Nigeria there? Those that are willing to, play by the ball, his son, he pays the piper.
Yeah, but
what to be the title again, Tracy? Sorry, I bear me. If you help me with the title, I'm on a different device.
To have union membership.
There is also the law, the Constitution, provides that you have the right as a Nigerian. I give you an example. When you set up a private university, your academic staff or non-academic or whatever, they don't join the union. That's why you see people taking their children to, if they can afford it, to private universities, because there you are guaranteed that you pay more, but your child will finish the school at the time he is supposed. ASU now is going to strike today, tomorrow. You don't know when your child will finish school. It's the same thing with the Dangote. But let me ask you one question. Where were they when subsidy was removed? What did they do about it? The price went up to 1,000 until Dangote came. Where were they when the refineries stopped working and they were virtually doing nothing and were depending on imported products for Nigerians? And you see queues. And this Dangote was, I think, bidded for NNPC refinery in Kaduna and Warri, a group of them Nigerians. The same Pengasson, what you call them, sabotaged that one. And then Dangote just moved aside because he is patriotic enough, invested his own money, over 20 billion, into it, and then some guys will come and tell him how to run the place. That's nonsense.
Right. Well, this is not the main topic of our discussion. So
okay, so that's why.
Let me just round it off by asking you this. The federal government's waded in as a sort of middle-of-the-road person, man, middle person. What do you think is likely to be the upshot of
the best thing is for the president, if I'm in him, is to sign an executive order calling them off.
How do you mean calling them off?
Yeah, no Pegasus.
You mean dissolving?
Yes.
Well,
he has the right. He has the big stake. He should.
Well, I doubt if he would do that.
Abacha did that one time.
Well, Abacha was a military dictator.
No, but
we presume that your APC president, the president in your APC,
I think I don't mind.
Is less of a dictator than Abacha was.
Okay, but in this case, I don't mind if he can be a dictator, because certain situation deserves very drastic. I get angry. If I were
but I agree with you to the extent
because look at it. Just
the president has the right to take action in defense of the country.
The price of premium edition was 830 just day for yesterday, but today it went up. It went up to 900 or so. Who is going to suffer?
Well, they are.
Okay, thank you.
There's enough fuel supply in reserve to last at least 30
Do they have any fuel?
To last at least 30 days, and there won't be any disruption.
Do they have any fuel?
Anyway, we'll watch and see what's happened.
Nigerians are already out there.
Right.
If I know how to find them, we will protest against them. I will lead.
Well, let's turn to the main reason for this interview: corruption in Nigeria.
Of what Pengasen is doing. They are just a corrupt institution milking on the Nigerians,
right?
And they even now holding Nigerians by the neck.
Well, beyond Pengasen, corruption is not just at the top levels. As you yourself have pointed out recently, it is pervasive throughout the population and culture, and has been that way for decades without a pause. How big a stink do you think swirls around the issue of corruption in Nigeria?
Charles, this issue of corruption, as you know, you are a Nigerian too, and almost all of us, or everybody, even those that are involved, are becoming worried. Because if you are a thief, no, not you as a person, but if someone is used to stealing and he's not sure of securing the stolen goods, then it becomes a problem. So even when you steal, and you keep it somewhere, and somebody feels comfortable to steal what you have stolen, then there's a big problem. If we don't address the issue of corruption, as there is this saying that if you don't kill corruption, then corruption will kill you.
I think the issue you raised, which was what piqued my interest, is that you were asking why Nigerians glorify and celebrate glorify corruption and celebrate those who succeed in it.
It's because, first of all, I'm a politician and people are expecting much from me. So they try to compare me with others that have questionable source of wealth and expect me to do the same. Because
you don't have questionable wealth.
Well, I cannot I cannot evaluate myself.
Well, you know what are in your accounts. You know where you get your money from.
I don't think you will believe me when I tell you what is in my account. And let me take a simple bet. Give me all in your account and let me give you mine.
I like that. I might actually agree to that.
No, agree to it now, and we have witnesses here. I swear to God, let's sign on it.
Right.
So I know myself, but I'm not saying that everybody has his own way of thinking about. But in this country, Charles, unexplained wealth is being celebrated.
True.
Questionable wealth is being celebrated.
The grammar not correct for my poll. Make I do am again.
People that steal publicly, that this somebody who is. Let me give you an example of us in the National Assembly, or some of us. They come here, they don't even have a good car to ride, they don't have a house, But within the short period, we know our income is with the ones that you guys are shouting that is too much. Like in senators, everybody knows that the cost of running the senator's office is about 20 million, but his salary or my salary as at last month what I saw was 750,000 naira. But you see somebody spending at a go maybe 100 million naira or at an occasion, and people will just say, oh, in our own this thing in the church, you go to the church. You get the front seats, and the pastor will say, God has blessed one, Jesus has done so. And then when you go to the mosque, you are in the first queue, even though it's not supposed to be like that. He will come late, or sometimes even the imam will wait for him. Just because he has unexplained wealth.
But is there a paradox in the fact that most Nigerians you speak to will tell you they hate corruption?
No, I don't think so.
And yet they are complicit in the same act that they condemn. I mean, I don't know if you read the article by this guy called Mohammed Abdul Salam on the subject. Brilliant article, but he does a very good job of pointing out the nexus between culture and corruption in Nigeria. He writes for Primer Africa.
Okay, but let me first of all say that, next tomorrow will be 65. Nigeria itself. I'm older than Nigeria with 1 year. I will be 66 in November. When we're growing up, we knew that especially politically exposed people are subject of scrutiny in the eye of the public. The famous Sardauna Amadou Bello was jailed on suspicion or as related to revenue of the government. And so many others. I know of my people who went to prison because they cannot account for the common jangali, what you call it, local taxes. But today, you see, most of us, the politically exposed people, have virtually corruption has been legitimized and people don't even think about it. They sleep with their two eyes closed or even celebrate it. Even when some of them, when they go out, they are declared as criminals and jailed, and when they come back home, they are celebrated.
But why doesn't that kind of thing ever raise the hackles of the people in the National Assembly who represent the Nigerian people? I mean, corruption is something that is plaguing this country on virtually every level. It's in the schools, it's in the markets, it's in the hospitals, it's in the ministries, it's everywhere. I mean, and the National Assembly is there to represent the interests of the people. Why is it? Is it because they themselves are allegedly active participants in that process?
I'm not here to defend the National Assembly or to even blame it, you understand? But the fight against corruption is supposed to be a collective responsibility. In fact, it's supposed to start from the executive down to judiciary and then corrupt anti-corruption agencies. We have the ICPC, we have the EFCC, we have the DSS, we have even the police, or even the judiciary itself. And let me admit that we have very nice guys that can do their job heading these institutions, especially this time, because I personally know the chairman of EFCC. I also know the chairman of ICPC, and I know that of DSS too. These are guys, and the institution can be useful to start addressing this matter. Not the type they're doing now by just media trial and all that. No, this is supposed to be covert operation, and that's why I say once, like in Britain, they have what they call UWO, unexplained wealth order. They will just go and obtain an order from the court, and then what you have that is above your normal income will be confiscated until you prove ownership or the source. That's been done there.
Yes, I think that's a good point.
Yeah, in the US, what they do is they confiscate first, and then if you think that it belongs to you, then you go and prove it. But in Nigeria, it's not the case, because our law has a lacuna, and that is the biggest problem. In other criminal offenses, you are presumed guilty until proved until there is a proof beyond reasonable doubt. You understand? But the reverse is supposed to be the case.
Well, you mentioned the people who run the anti-graft agencies. I mean, you talked about the EFCC chairman and so on. It's interesting that they themselves, who are supposed to be fighting graft, are often hounded out of office. I mean, with allegations of corruption trailing them.
Yeah.
I mean, virtually every one of them. I mean, their tenures ended with some form of controversy involving allegations of impropriety. And even in some cases, they were arrested and detained. I mean, so if the allegations are to be believed, at least some, if not all of them, become allegedly the criminals they're supposed to be going after.
Yeah, because that is normal characteristics or this thing of corruption. When you're dealing, it's everywhere. Even in the, it's like they're dealing with criminals, mostly like politically exposed persons. Then you are talking about drug dealers. In some cases, you are dealing about criminal businessmen. They will go out of their way, or they will go too far to implicate or bribe you or come around. So it's not easy. But as I said, the cream of head of anti-corruption agencies we have now, given the right instrument, they will be able to do
right.
a good
job.
But
is there pressure on people like yourself in positions of influence to be corrupt? Because Nigerian society, I mean, you've said this before, encourages very high expectations of you if you're in a prominent position. So, for instance, if you don't give contracts or positions to your people, they'll say you're a fool and that you're selfish. So the more you share your piece of the national cake with your people and your friends and your cronies, the less it is considered corruption by them, and they'll come to your defense.
You're right. In most cases, as I said, corrupt people are tried. So I think few in Nigeria were tried outside, and when some of them are even jailed, but when they come back home, they are being celebrated.
That is true.
The opposite is the case.
Good evidence of that.
Yeah, the opposite is the case if it is outside, because of the shame associated with that. Some even commit suicide.
Yeah, and you're virtually
and then some of the countries are completely intolerant. Just day before yesterday, a minister in China, Jiang, or what is his name, was sentenced to death.
A whole bunch of people were also sentenced.
And the senator,
today, actually.
Senator Mendes,
or yesterday,
was alleged to have collected bribe from Egyptian government. He's now serving, I think, 5 years imprisonment, including his wife. Because he was given.
But you don't push for these things. I mean, you're
how can I push something?
You're the lawmakers.
No,
why don't you push for this to become law?
To be fair to us in the National Assembly, we established ICPC, we established the law, we established EFCC, and then we gave the DSS powers. And I'm a legislator now asking the president or the government to sponsor an executive bill on unexplained wealth. So it's not like, because this corruption at the end of it doesn't help anyone. Because if you steal 1 million today, and then you share it, and then maybe you keep just part of it, next time more people will be coming, urging you to steal more.
But that's pretty much what is happening, isn't it?
Yeah, and it will come. No, thieves are being celebrated. There are some of our colleagues that, because of the position they are occupying or the influence they have, they dip their hands or they connive with.
When you say you mean your colleagues at the National Assembly?
Yeah. Because some of them cannot explain their wealth anyway, and that is what.
But nobody asks them anyway, so they don't have to explain it, do they?
No, I don't think so. As I said, number one, these are people that constantly cycle around the powers to be.
So they feel protected.
They feel protected. And then some of them even pay protection fee. You know what I mean with that? It is.
You mean like the mafia?
Yes, when they steal, the money, or then they also
to keep the rabble rousers quiet.
Quiet.
Well, you're a rabble rouser. Do they try to keep you quiet?
No, I don't think so. It's only when, it's only when you have something to hide that you fear.
So they avoid you because they know they might come to you and you go on the television.
No, it's not like that. So many people used to go on television, but they can't find anything against them. For me, as I said, I wish if this thing would be adopted, and I should be the first one to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're bringing this to public attention, because that is the way that you have been. You've always been a kind of forerunner. I was wondering when you were going to come up with a new word for this kind of behavior, because, I mean, you've drawn our attention to words like kleptocrats, kakistocrats, etc. And I expect you to come up with corruptocrats.
No.
or contractocrats, which is a government.
No, but you forgot one thing. There are a lot of plutocrats in the system too.
Yes, that is true.
But you don't blame the plutocrats because they are going in there to make, to profit from the government. And let me also say that I just don't create those words. Kakistocrats.
No, I know. It is in the dictionary.
It's in the dictionary.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you draw attention to.
As I said, on a serious note, Nigeria has to do something about corruption.
I'm telling you. No, see, they run in math. They say we don't forget.
But what about
email where they sent to them?
That if you are
jokers,
a politician, it doesn't matter what shade of politics you pursue, never criticize the ruling APC, which is your party. Instead, join the party and you'll be fine because all your EFCC problems will disappear. Is that a fact?
No, I don't think so. But I can say that whether deliberately or by default, some people will be in the system and no eyebrow is raised about allegations or accusations that has to do, but suddenly when they have a brush with the government, then they try to come after him. At one time, I think, as I was following my own case, I discovered that they have to find something to talk about it. And at one time, it has gone off now, but it was on social media, online, this thing, that I am one of the richest senators. In fact, the 10th one with over $500 million. And
and you said, no, I'm only worth $100 million.
No, I said, if I have $1 million, I will be with you in London.
With who?
With you. You get me an apartment or I'll buy a house. I'm telling you. Yeah. So for me, if we're really going to find corruption, it should start by me being investigated.
Yeah.
To explain.
And you're happy to be investigated?
I will be. Because I'm a politically exposed person.
Yeah.
They should check my bank account or what I have in the bank and call me in to explain how I got that balance. That is, if there's any balance anyway.
Well, let's see what happens.
And before I forget, we agreed that you are going to transfer all your monies in the bank.
No, we didn't agree.
Oh,
but okay. I'm just told that we've got, the time has been flying. We've done, almost 45 minutes. But let's talk about politics briefly, because you've been fist bumping, mingling with members of the ADC opposition coalition. Some of their messages seem to politically connect with you, such as that your party is running this country, badly, but they haven't managed to convince you to leave the APC. Is it still your position that you want to change things from within the APC?
Yeah, I still maintain that. There's this saying in Hausa. I will explain in English. The Sabon Guinea, Gara Yabe. What that means, instead of building a new house, you better fix your. So I'll try to do that. But as I said before, if the cracks and this thing, the rafter and everything is going, especially, and then if it becomes better or necessary for you to build another one instead of staying in this one that will collapse on you, that is it. I still believe that things can be corrected. I still believe, and I still wonder, what is happening But when you have a good captain and the crew are not good, that is another thing.
So you think Tinubu is a good captain, but the crew around him are
Tinubu,
not?
I believe that Tinubu has interest of this but I don't understand what's good. I must confess, Charles, because you see, this is the same man. You can't. There are certain things that are happening. For example, I raised it here in terms of appointment, but he responded, and now people raise issues of imbalance in infrastructural development, and then you see that is what is on the ground, and then you see people announcing about
welcome,
programs,
America.
which is beautiful.
Kindly double tap the screen to like or click on the three dots, guys. Continue to like. Thank you to those who have liked.
Unfortunately, as I said, unless he takes drastic measures, the kakistocrats that have dominated the system, and unfortunately, again, most of them are still kleptocrats. And you find it very difficult to convince people, especially when you hear something, you don't feel it, you don't see it, it becomes a problem.
Okay, just before we have to go, let me turn to the issue of the replacement of the chairman of the Electoral Commission, INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu. His term ends in December.
Welcome,
There's a clarion
Solomon.
call out for the position to be advertised, for those nominated for the position to be made public, and for Nigerians to get fully involved in the selection process rather than just leaving it to the president to make that decision. Where do you stand on that?
Well, it doesn't matter. The president, as of now, by the law, is having the prerogative of appointing INEC chairman. And the INEC chairman is supposed to come before the National Assembly. I don't know why this
welcome,
is being made
Sake. Greetings,
yeah, but the problem is that people feel that every time
please double tap to like the show,
like that, who are so
or click on the three dots.
Oluwaseun,
welcome.
Senate,
yeah.
For screen.
It was a live show. This is Arise News.
And go away.
Then
yes, and this is a live show. Absolutely.
If we dare do that, that is what I'm saying. We should be held accountable.
You're saying if you dare do that.
Yes.
You did that. You were supposed to have a person by person vote.
Yes.
For the state of emergency. You didn't do that.
We didn't do
you're
that.
Saying
but
hold,
you know,
going to hold you to account.
But
you're the one supposed to hold people to account.
But you know that I oppose that, isn't it?
Yes,
I was there. I was a single voice. I account for my own, but as I can say that definitely, if the Nigerian public that elect us, and an individual is appointed by the president, and before the nomination comes up, and people are saying no, we don't want this man. Yeah. The senators cannot say, okay, we want him. I can tell you that. The voice of the people, in some cases, the voice of the people, we locally say, is the voice of God, not even voice of senators.
Vox populi, the voice of the people.
So if people don't want somebody that is being nominated, or he has questionable characters, or for whatever reason, Nigerians have the right to reject it. And I'm telling you,
how are you going to measure that rejection?
Wait a minute. I'm not standing for the president, but this is a president that is more flexible than the previous one. May he so rest in peace, Buhari. Severally, the president appointed or nominated some people, but before they come for National Assembly screening, he would review them. Rufai is one of them. There's one woman, and then so many others that their names were brought before the Senate, but because of the public outcry, or for some other reasons, like the Rufai case, the president withdrew that appointment. So I want to wait until he announces, and if he's a Nigerian, then so be it with me. And then if he has questionable characters and the evidence are there that he had, bad record, then he will not be fit to occupy that position, and my voice will be heard. But on the overall, I believe that, we should concentrate on governance instead of all this. Whoever is the INEC person, if he's to perform his duty according to the Act establishing INEC and the Constitution of Nigeria, that's okay. But you see, if we are personalizing government and now privatizing it, then it becomes a problem.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Senator, I want to thank you very much indeed. It's always brilliant.
Guys, I need to quickly go. I need to quickly take us over to some of the events that took place prior to Somto Chukwu, I think that's her name, when she passed. So apparently there are different stories flying around. One story said that she was trying to jump from her building, and when the armed robbers came, apparently where she lives in Katampe, I don't know if I'm saying it right, or not vessel. Where she stays in Katampe it's a highbrow area. Politicians, diplomats stay there. So it's a security, it's a well-guarded place. So some people are thinking that it was all part of a plot. They actually came in there purposely to unalive her, because apparently she had some information. Now, one story says that she jumped when the armed robbers came. She jumped from the story building. I don't know how many story buildings now. She hit the floor, and when they called the police to take her to the hospital, the police said they did not have fuel. My people. Oh. Hey. Oh. The police say they don't get fuel to carry the girl go hospital. That's one story. Another story say no, that's not what happened. They use tool for the security, and another the security I think it then she be the next target. They say that area not be area when you just enter anyhow. It's not a place that you just come in anyhow. It does not happen like that. You understand? I don't know. The girl passing get as e do me for body. I no go lie to now. It's very sad. Okay, see there are two stories. One, she was spied by armed robbers. Two, she jumped to Pine following a robbery. An eyewitness can't state what happened, but accuses people. So there's a guy who said, oh, he lived in the same compound where it happened. But for some reason, the guy is all over the place. Can't really say. Instead, he's accusing people of politicizing it. It's madness. Politics affects every part, every single aspect of your life. If you don't understand this, then they are just gaslighting you. Politics determines whether you live or you buy. Politics determines how much you make, how much you can grow, if you can grow. Whether you get hospitals or not, whether you have good road, every single aspect of your life is guarded by politics. It's a shame, oh. It's a shame. Then somebody else here said, Katampe is a highbrow area, well-protected area in Abuja. We have diplomats, politicians, and billionaires living there. No poor man can afford a rent in Katampe. This is probably either one of those things, or she was targeted. Okay? And then somebody else says they wanted her to buy. It doesn't feel like a random robbery. Maybe she found something about someone. That's what people are saying. Okay? Now, some people are coming out for what happened in Kwara State in Oke. You know, there are different communities that were attacked in Kwara State yesterday. I don't know if you guys noticed, there were different communities. This is one of them, Oke-Ode, right? So this guy has a take as to why there's a possible terrorist attack in Oke-Ode. Let's listen to him.
Now, I'm miserable. Guess what? In Kwara State, see what they have here. They have tourmaline and they have lithium. These are the major ones. They also have gold.
Welcome, Yakubu.
But tourmaline and lithium are the most important ones, according to my findings. Guess what tourmaline is used for? Gemstone and jewelry, right? Because it has different varieties. I mean, two major varieties, black and green. But it's used for other things now.
But I'm not surprised, because a lot of people came out and said that yesterday. That, in fact, some of the people that were protesting on ground said that they have areas where they've been mining, and helicopters have been coming in. The helicopters were kept coming, and then they came back, and actually some of the people from the helicopters were the ones who unalived the citizens in that area. Okay. All right, so let's listen to this before I play this video. This whole INEC chairman change or no change, make we look beyond the scene. Shey una know say APC na like chameleon. They go put something out so that people will run with the narrative. This is all part of the plot for them to put it out there that, oh, they want to take away, or they have demanded to make it look like they are fighting with the INEC chairman, so that their plans will work effectively, right? So they are creating a fight, and the president has demanded that INEC chairman resign his office by so time and all of that. It's all a game plan. It's all a game. Let's not forget that we are dealing with APC. So in as much as, yes, everybody's running with the narrative, oh, this and that, at the same time, pay attention to look beyond all of that hoopla. Look beyond it. APC is a dangerous, they are demons. Okay? Let's listen to this.
Saw this publication from Sahara Reporters that
welcome, Michael.
INEC chairman that manipulated results in 2023.
Can you guys hear? The guy voice low.
Leave. Wow. The whole Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, you that denied Nigerians their right in 2023 election.
Exactly, Tracy.
All right. People. Now they play with Jagaban. You don't know, say Tinubu now person will say if he use you, if he see say your way not get as it day now to send you. And the news also said that a successor they're already looking for a successor for you. All right. So why is your face like this? Why are you frowning? If you don't like it, then go to court. Go to court.
Not to say APC.
Because you told the people who won the election that if they don't want it, they should go to court. So now it's your turn. You have to go to court. You see, this is what you get from a country where the president is the one that selects the people that makes decision. All right. So if the president selects people that make decision, when it's now your turn, you also be selected. You will be selected out. That's what it is. When I saw the news, it's not like the news as interesting as it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything in our politics, but at the same time, it's just for you people to know that.
Exactly, Michael. I hope so now remember.
All right.
I'm sure you guys remember that the last election, 2023, where they fight Yakubu, Mahmoud, because they shout, no, they want to remove him so that they can cheat. You say, lie, we want Yakubu. We're not fighting. We're not saying a part of the game. That is exactly what they are trying to do now. Now watch. Now here we did. Whether they change him or not, I want to give you the idea that they are fighting. Meanwhile, they don't already plan. They don't already perfect their rigging. The person coming in is just only going to come and take over. What they are claiming now is that Yakubu went to register parties, which has given ADC the opportunity to fly through, and many other parties that they might likely use also. That's what they're saying. That's the narrative they're throwing out there. So that it will seem that they don't want him, whereas it is to make him continue to. God bless you. I'm telling you, these people, the more you look, the less you see. I'm telling you.
Nobody that is indispensable. When I saw the news, I was like, wow. The same person that went extra mile to do everything to get the ballot boxes, help this guy to snatch them, hit the ground and running. The same person has been asked to go on sabbatical. Now, the truth is that they don't just want to use the word you've been sacked. They don't want to use that word. They just said go on compulsory leave. But I want you to know that what it means is you've been sacked.
because a successor will definitely take over from you before the 2027 election. All right, so it seems like you've known too much. It seems like you begin to betray the APC, and that's why this is being taken,
I beg, let's move on. We already know what their game plan is. Look at, okay, Ode Kwara, residents are fleeing the town after shocking reports of killing. Let's listen.
àwọn mẹ́ta aládẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pọ̀ fún ẹ̀pà wa àwọn ẹ̀pà wa lókèrè lánàá àwọn ẹ̀dẹ́kù ọ̀dẹ́ tó kú 15 ló kú ọ̀dẹ́ 15 tó jẹ́ alágbára ìbàdàn kó wá kìí ṣe irúgbọ̀n ìbá àpò tiwa èrú ẹ̀kọ́ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì òye kékeré ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ìyà jẹ wá lókè ọ̀dẹ́ gbogbo olùsíjú yẹn yẹn pápátá gbogbo àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ títí bẹ́ẹ̀ tí sì ti wò rọ́kọ̀ ọ̀dẹ́ 15 ló kú lánàá títọ́ di pé yóò ṣẹlẹ̀ ní àná níjẹta ẹni tó fi jẹ olórí mi ń tẹ́lá kí lórúkọ fítọ̀ lórúkọ ẹ̀ ó ti gba gbogbo gbọ́n ó ti gba ìbọn tó ti kọ̀nẹ́tì ẹ̀jọ́ ó gbà tó wọ́n wá ó gba ògbọ́n náà dẹ wọ́n wá sí àjàṣẹ́ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tán kí tó di kó dé lánàá káfíńtà ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ tán àrí àròkọ́tà méjì kan wọ́n kẹ́ pààrẹ̀ jù báyìí wọ́n pààrẹ̀ jù tán ni wọ́n padà ọ̀dẹ̀ 15 ló kú lẹ́yìn ọ̀dẹ̀ 15 tó sì kú wọ́n kọ́ àwọn kan lọ.
wọ́n tún jáwé èèyàn gbé lọ.
àti ìrìnàjò sí i.
kí wàá ní o tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ báyìí.
àsopọ̀ lù ní à ń sá lọ ní èrò kún gbòòrò báyìí gbogbo wa ń sá lọ ní. à ń sá lọ ní èrò pọ̀ ní títì. ẹ ní gbogbo mọ́tò tó ń kọjá lọ ní à ń sá lọ ní wọ́n ti lé àìmọ́ bí táwọn afẹ́ àkókò yẹn.
ibo lè wá lọ báyìí.
à ń lọ ní o ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn bọ́lẹ̀ lájà tẹ́ bọ́lẹ̀ lọ́pọ̀ àwọn lọ. ṣé ló wà nínú yẹn. yorùbá gbogbo wa òkè gbogbo àti wá ọmọ òkè ọjọ́ gbogbo wa.
bó ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ní ìlú àjàṣẹ́ èkó náà lára báyìí o.
ó lè pọ̀ fẹ́ẹ́ bíbọ̀ ìdílódé ìjọba ẹ bá ń sọ̀rọ̀. àwọn mẹ́ta aládẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pọ̀ fún ẹ̀pà wa àwọn ẹ̀pà wa lókè.
APC ronú àwa ló kàn. West Africa Weekly. Tinubu's action signal colonial era comeback. Okay. As he scraps key national traditions. The T-Pain regime has cancelled the Independence Anniversary Parade, previously scheduled to mark their independence. October 1st, this is the second time the regime has cancelled traditions celebrating statehood and democracy. According to the Director, Information and Public Relations Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Segun Imohiose, I don't know how to pronounce that name, announced this in a statement on Monday. According to the statement, the cancellation is in no way a diminishment of the significance of the milestone anniversary, noting that the regime remains committed to celebrating Omo. I dey tell una say there's a lot more happening behind the scenes than this. Make una go read them by una self with Africa Weekly. Anyway, if you know, you know. There's no need for me to be coming here and be talking.
The most wicked people we have in this country are those who live abroad and those who have traveled and still support incompetent candidates and bad government simply because it favors them or because the incompetent candidate is their tribesman. I don't blame those who have not been to the international airport, not to talk of traveling outside the country. I don't blame them when they support bad candidates to rule them. Some of them are so used to suffering that their brain have been calibrated to think that that is how life is meant to be. You see, most people shed tears the first time they set foot into all these Western countries, because it will be done on them that they have been living in an animal kingdom all these years. Subconsciously, you will be wondering how you were able to survive in Nigeria all these years, because you will see how citizens of a country are being treated, how people's rights are being protected, how lives are being valued, how children are being cared for, how pregnant women are being pampered for, and when they deliver their babies, you need to see the treatment they get. But here in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. The other time, the former governor of Abia State was seen on live TV shamelessly saying that his government will be giving 500 naira to any woman who delivers her baby in Abia government hospitals. None of these hospitals he is talking about are qualified to be a zoo abroad. Other governors were seen doing youth empowerment with shovels and diggers, wheelbarrows, and Obioma mobile sewing machines, while their own children are in abroad living lavishly with our collective money. Yet someone abroad who have seen how life is supposed to be will be supporting the bad government in Nigeria. I have never seen a higher level of wickedness than that. You might think that you have escaped the Nigerian suffering, and you forget that karma pays in different ways. You might spend all your life training your children and they end up junkies. When God wants to deal with you, location is not a barrier. The condition of this country gives me sleepless nights. We will keep praying for God to look after his people, but as for fixing the country, it must be our collective efforts. God doesn't have a hand in that. Amen. God bless you. This is Truth Assembly International, and my name is Apostle Barnabas.
Prayer ain't gonna solve jack. Michael, you say the honest truth is that majority of Yorubas didn't want Tinubu, and so I cannot want them in Kwara to be quiet. I do. I am a human being. I feel and empathize. But if I show you videos of people queuing up to collect 5k, 50k, who are those people? Are they not the regular people? 20k, 10k, two strand of noodle, one cup of rice, one loaf of miserly looking bread. Please, is it not the people? These same people that are crying, that you see now, they are running. If they say come election now, these same people will queue up. Who they give up their PVCs? Who give up their PVCs to vote T-Pain? There are people who they took their PVCs, they did not pay them, they were even owing them. They collect their PVC on loan. I empathize because I'm a human being. I have feelings. I have human feelings. I cannot become cold to the unaliving of my fellow human being. I can't. No matter how horrible they've been. Well, it depends on the horrible. Somebody like you know who. I no go even blink. In fact, maybe I will celebrate. We know some people where all of us will gather celebrate, just like we did. Well, just like we did during Abacha's time. Then we didn't know better. We don't know say Abacha. They tried, but even though it wasn't completely, because he had the ears of people that were not so in favor. Anyway, I digress. Point is, when you weigh it against what is going on, do you know, if I bring out tweets of people, citizens from the states, that were saying they would rather buy under T-Pain than vote Peter Obi. They were saying it, not be saying they. I not just not get the time because I won't go voice of the people right now. They say they would rather buy with T-Pain. They would rather buy with Fulani terrorists. I kid you not, than for Peter Obi to be president. Yeah, tweets they're boku, but don't be the day today. It's not the day today. I beg. I'm sorry. I empathize to the innocent of the innocent, the ones who don't know anything. When they're village, just all they want to do is just go to their farm and come back. But you see, the majority of them, I'm sorry, they contributed. Anyway, let me go to Voice of the People. Because Nigeria, until something hard happened, they ever learn. See the breaking now when they talk about now. Should we listen to this now, or should we listen to this breaking one, that this bombshell? Let me listen to the bombshell one. We can come back to this at another time. Impending genocide. 130 Yoruba group petition UN terrorist invasion in Southwest. Now today, I don't. Or some of them that had T-Pain or never. They don't they change their handle for Twitter because they want everybody to empathize. When we were shouting, calling out the madness that has been going on, they pretended like it fell on deaf ears. Look at it. Look at it. They are planning pots and plan protest for the tax. We don't know whether it go waka go anywhere. Useless NLC people. They did there. I beg you.
Oh. In life there, I will be speaking with a lady.
Let me just go straight.
About politics. There's no politics in Nigeria.
Really?
Nobody's playing politics.
Okay.
If we can say there's political actors in Nigeria, I'm not sure they are up to. Nigeria is up to 215 million or even 300 million. Well, I would say, tell you 200 million.
Michael, what are you know how many? There are many. Forget. I saved tweets.
The last time.
That Kwara State election. You know Kwara State is an APC state. You know that? Fully APC.
So that's official figure. Because after the election.
Say their emir don't threaten. Say may they arrest all the people when they protest the pine, the unaliving for Kwara State.
Constitution of the Igbos.
Okay.
They about have 100 houses, 100,000 houses. And the Abba census said we have 100,000 people, which means the entire house, the whole house is having one person in each house.
Okay.
So if Abba has 100,000 houses, which is lie, and the official figure from Abba is 100,000 people. So you can see that we miss it. I want to say that.
Let me move this forward. I don't know.
1921 census.
Tracy, at what point should I start this thing?
Hausa Fulani is 2 point something. Yoruba is around 2 million. Then how come that after the from 1921 till now that we become the smallest number of people in Nigeria, which is all about lie. But that's by the way. So what I want to say, when I said that we are playing politics, we are playing is not more than 100 people playing politics in Nigeria. The remaining 300 million people have been battered to submission. And when you batter somebody to submission, psychologically, he doesn't know what you are doing.
Okay.
Of course, they are okay with it. They are the worst. They are the worst. Those people who work on all those taxi driver and the rest of it. There was somebody who was going to the court hearing now in Chicago. The guy is from Ibadan, very vocal P2B supporter. He's from Ibadan. I'm not surprised. Ibadan people have proven that they are set apart. The original Yorubas, right? So now the guy said when he was going for that hearing, the initial hearing where they wanted the information that FBI had to be released, when they set the court hearing, he was going there. Almost all the people that were coming there in support of Tinubu, guess what? Cab drivers, low workers. Some of the lawyers, apart from the lawyers and some other, seemingly successful people that were in support of Tinubu, most of the people that filled the courtroom, they were cab drivers. That he got to talk to some of them and found out. Hey, God. Forget. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult. The text, all their messages now, everybody, they pull everything out. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm a human being. I'm still going to have empathy. I don't have a choice. Mike can say, I take 50-50% back. Now win. I wanted to give them but we look at Gbadorians. I'm telling you. Okay, from Labour. Okay, on the phone. Thank you. Because this one is a bit, maybe that make me no even come get the courage to listen. Okay, maybe this is it.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Happy Sunday to you.
Yeah, same to you.
Thank you so much, Elder Yusuf Dombake. I know today is Sunday and you have quite a lot to deal with.
Confusion in the system, which most of the people,
I hope
the
this is
politics
the
of
phone
today,
call,
I
Tracy.
will not hesitate to say the politics of APC is to cause problem in the land.
All right. Thank you very much. Just stay on the line. Just stay with me here, Sister. Good evening, Elder. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Happy Sunday to you.
Yeah, same to you.
Okay,
thank you so much, Elder Yusuf Dombake. I know today is Sunday and you have quite a lot to deal with at home and a couple of other engagements, but thank you for sparing your time with me. Elder Solomon, you're currently the chairman of the Kaduna State Labour Party Caretaker Committee, and you are the Kaduna State Obedient Movement Coordinator and the PRO of the Middle Belt Forum Kaduna chapter. I want to ask you something. Preparations are already ongoing and orientation are already ongoing ahead of 2027. But be that as it may, issues are already on ground, which obviously determines how 2027 will suffice. I want to ask you a question. Do you think that the obedient movement is ready for the challenge 2027 poses? With a lot of persons who have left the Labour Party to the current APC, you may possibly decamp to the ADC or to any other political party, since you know your principle, wherever it is your principle goes, you go. How do you think Nigerians who are in support of your principle can navigate these challenges? Because it's a very tight one, very, very tight one.
Okay. Well, good evening, listeners, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now, let me say this. In Nigeria, we play personality politics.
Okay.
In the sense that people are not really loyal to a party the way they are loyal to a person. Now, the person of Peter Obi has not changed since 2023. The qualities that he is known for, even as governor, in Anambra State has not changed. So, politicians can move here and there, but the Nigerian people are still holding on to what they have seen in Peter Obi, which makes him different from other candidates. And I can guarantee you that majority are just waiting for him to pitch a tent. Then you will see the wave that we've seen in 2023 or even more. So certainly is the party issue that is confusing a lot of followers and supporters and is keeping them quiet for now. But certainly when he pitched a tent, you're going to see a movement that you've not seen before.
If you've got pink salt, apple cider vinegar, and baking soda in your...
Sir, how is Kaduna, what's the political hemisphere in Kaduna right now?
Well, right now, the people are divided.
Okay.
You know, they had a bad 8 years experience with El-Rufai. And then now we have Ubasani, and he was part and parcel of El-Rufai's administration.
Okay.
But there's this personality clash between the two of them, and it's making it look as though Ubasani is innocent. But he is as guilty as El-Rufai. We see them as the same. And then coming to the Labour Party and the Obedient Movement, people do not want to see Obi having anything to do with El-Rufai, but we're trying to manage that. We're trying to explain to them that show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are is not obtainable in politics. It can be obtainable in other parts of life, but in politics, you can have a friend that is really different from you, but because you are targeting the same goal, you can work together towards it. But that has not been easy, I must tell you. And people are a little bit impressed, especially from the southern part of Kaduna, with Tinubu's administration because of the CDS and the university, Federal University and Federal Medical Center given to them. But the northern part of Kaduna are mostly with El-Rufai and then some with Peter Obi because they are getting to accept Peter Obi. You know how Kaduna is when you say northern side, you are talking about the Muslim-dominated area. Thank you.
All right. So with what you just described, is there a possibility of harmonization before 2027 in terms of acute conviction? The reason why I asked is this. There are talks that Peter Obi may not eventually run with the ADC. Now, I'm sure you're very much aware that the Obedience have been speaking with Jonathan and Atiku, asking them to please support Peter Obi. Others believe that if Peter Obi is popular, as he says, then let him test that strength of popularity and let him contest in the open primary. If he emerges, everybody supports. But others feel like with the persons in the ADC, it would definitely tilt in favoring Atiku Abubakar. And this is the turn of the South. Now, if it does happen that Atiku comes on board, there are fears that the votes will be divided. Most of the Obedience may not necessarily be passionate to want to commit themselves in campaigning for Atiku.
They asked me, and I'm going to share the recipe I used to lose 24 pounds. Okay? First, you're going to take
Others feel that what happened in 2023 may be the same thing that will happen in 2027 because
let me know if it's too fast,
especially from the supporters of Obi may reduce. Now, others believe that since Peter Obi said he'll be announcing the political party he would run with in November, that it's possible it may be ADA or Labour Party. However, right now, it is obviously deliberate that he has not really said where he is. As it stands, with what is currently going on in the ADC, and the fact that a couple of persons are still hesitant to accept the ADC, what is the Obedient movement doing in regards to that?
Okay, well, you know, I'm a state coordinator of the Obedient movement, and then the national coordinator is in the best position to speak on behalf of the Obedient movement. But so what I will be saying is my personal opinion and what I think based on what I'm seeing. To be candid, I see ADC as a trap. A trap that will bring in Obi to clip him and deny him the opportunity of running. First, I must say this is how we think as Obedience. We believe we won the 2023 election. We despite the announcement that it didn't favor us. So if we won without merger, we believe we can still win again without any coalition. We can still do it again. We have learned our lessons and we think we know better, especially how to defend our votes. But it is important for the sake of Nigeria that the coalition work so that it will become easier to have a clear win of the ruling APC. But it is not a do or die. First, I'm a northerner and I feel, in all honesty, power should be zoned to the south. PDP set an example that shows a national party that wants to carry the whole Nigeria along, and they zone to the south. Why can't ADC do the same? If ADC will zone power to the south, and at the end of the primaries, Obi did not pick the ticket, I think it will be justifiable, and many of us will reason along that line. But when you don't zone power to the south, and you are asking Obi to come in, for us it's a trap. You are just trying to, at the end of the day, give power to Atiku. And where is the fairness? Where is the togetherness? Where is justice? The North had its own 8 years, uninterrupted, despite the poor performance. And we stood by Buhari, reinforcing failure for 8 years. So at this time, we don't just want to replace Tinubu with a northerner. We want to replace Tinubu with an excellent leader. So it is not about taking over power. It's about changing Nigeria. And the only person we see for now that has the capacity, the character, the compassion to do that is Peter Obi. And here in the north, I am telling you, we're 100% waiting for him to pitch a dent, and then we'll support him. And Atiku is just an endorsement of Tinubu.
I wish I had known this before my blood sugar hit 300. Honestly, I don't want to...
Yeah, exactly. Bam.
Tinubu? Well, Atiku has opened...
Wait, hold on. Let me
take... The only person we see for now that has the capacity, the character, the compassion to do that is Peter Obi. And here in the north, I am telling you, we're 100% waiting for him to pitch a dent, and then we'll support him. And Atiku is just an endorsement of Tinubu.
Bam.
Wow.
People have been saying this thing, that Atiku is working for Tinubu. That's why he's there. He's insisting on running because he wants to divide the vote. More. Bam.
On a lot of fronts, called him out. And we saw him in several meetings with El-Rufai saying they must do all they can to make sure that Tinubu does not come back in 2027. So you think that is just a front? That
not be APC, front.
If that was the case, why speak with Peter Obi to join the coalition if you have an agenda? And your agenda is to possibly divide the people's commitment. And eventually, the person whom you say you're running against wins the election.
Please double tap the screen to like, double tap the screen to like, or click on the three dots.
Rather, I think Atiku is blinded by his
Welcome, Gabriel
and he wants to take advantage of the fact that the ordinary northern voter only knows one thing. Is there a northern Muslim on the ballot? If the answer is yes, that's just the direction he's going. He will not want to ask whether the person is competent or not.
Okay.
They're just an ordinary northern voter. So that's what he wants to take advantage of.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He wants to capitalize on the blind followership of majority of the northern voters.
And do you think he has it? Do you think he has
it?
Do you think now
he doesn't?
He doesn't. Okay.
He doesn't.
All right. I think that's a premise that he thinks he
has.
Winners,
welcome.
To get the blind loyalty of the Buhari supporters.
Guys, please double tap the screen to like. Click on the three dots.
Because he's really being with El-Rufai.
To like, share, or subscribe.
They call Buharis. Now, El-Rufai is on a mission. He has not said if he needs any political appointment or any agenda whatsoever. For him, he has not disclosed. He's on a vengeful mission of Tinubu must not be there in 2027, and he is ready to go all out. He doesn't care. Recently, he made a couple of statements, and he said when the time is due, he's going to speak. We don't know what he's going to say. But, obviously, the president has power, so he has his state power, so one would need to be very careful with what anyone says. Well, the APC is very confident that they have it for 2027. Now, there is this aspect of our politics, which is tribalism. It's been introduced. Let me not say it's been introduced. It's always been there, but it's very potent now. And it feels like the Southwest is winning in this aspect. The supporters of this administration, they're winning in that regard of using tribe to possibly make sure that the polity is fragmented. Think of your brother first. No matter what anybody says, no matter how bad he is, we will talk to him inside. We'll criticize him inside. Well, let's show him the support, and he will do us better. So how do you intend to break this particular aspect of the politics that is toxic and distasteful? How do you want to break it? Because it feels like the advantage is not on the side of the obedient in this regard.
To be very candid, if you with sentiments of ethnicity and religion in Nigeria, the votes are going to go in your favor. And that's what I think Atiku wants to capitalize on. The Northerners, till date, like I said, they go with religion and ethnicity, just like the West. And to be very candid, when it comes to politics and power, what a Northerner cannot do does not exist. I am telling you, as a Northerner, if they want to remove Tinubu and they put a Northern candidate, nobody, no police, no INEC can stop them. But what we're saying is that Nigeria is not all about the North.
Exactly.
Yeah, so parties should help in at least negotiating a Nigeria that is for everybody. The North should not take advantage of the colonial delineation that gave it the largest population, so to say, and denied other parts of Nigeria the right to emerge as leaders as well. So, if you leave it to the north, they will remove Tinubu. There is no two ways about it. Because they are as violent as he thinks he is. And they are even more united. I'm telling you, if the north will bring out a candidate that will serve their interests, every northern and around Tinubu is just waiting for a time to betray him. That's the truth. If you ask Goodluck Jonathan, everybody has said it. You should ask Jonathan. They will definitely gang up and make sure it happens. And it will be very difficult for anybody in the north to announce a result.
If you've got cayenne pepper, pink salt,
why
apple
can't the
cider
South have that kind of gathering? Why cannot? Hey, God.
Tinubu, if it is not, because himself and the family will be killed even before he leaves the place. So if it's something that we all know, that despite the machinery of government at Tinubu's disposal, if the Lord wants to stop him, they will stop him. So that's why I think Peter Obi should negotiate in the ADC to have the support of these northerners, because many of them are not after removing Tinubu or replacing Tinubu with a northerner. They are actually after vendetta, like El-Rufai. They actually want to prove a point. El-Rufai cannot sleep seeing Tinubu as a president, just like Amechi is not sleeping seeing Wike as a minister. So these two, they are...
What do you mean by prove a point? Their person just served 8 years. Tinubu supported their person in that 8 years, even when the economic policies were not favorable to the people, even when insecurity was ravaging the entire nation. Tinubu and his supporters kept quiet and continued to show support. So why? Why?
They now know that his quietness and his support was for himself. He kept quiet, even agreed to kill his own people during the NSAS.
Hey!
Just because of his ambition.
I'm telling you.
Now, just take a look of it. Just like El-Rufai is known as a serial not consistent in loyalty. Now look at it. Tinubu used El-Rufai. At the end of the day, he dumped him. He has used Ganduje. And at the end of the day, where is Ganduje now?
He gave him appointment.
The appointment is just to take him off the center of things. So they are looking at these things, and they are also making their calculation. They are studying him. So, and again, there are certain things that they consider a right, and Tinubu is denying them this right. So for them, Tinubu has crossed the red line that he must be stopped. That he must be stopped. That is just the reality. It's not about whether he is performing, the economy is doing well or not. No. He has crossed the red line. He has offended the northerners, and he should go.
All right, Elder, let me ask you a question. So if the president knows this, that a large percentage of the North, if they're able to get someone preferable, they wouldn't vote for him in 2027. Why is the target on Peter Obi? Because right now they've made it seem as if it was wrong for Peter Obi to contest, and they're literally targeting his tribe. So every day you come on social media, it's basically Peter Obi or his tribe. When they know what they're supposed to focus on, is it a deliberate diversion, or is it just a way of kowtowing to please the North so that somehow they don't say anything? Insecurity has been rife lately. We know what is going on with Boko Haram, ISWAP. It has gotten close even to Kwara State. We have never heard any of the president's people say anything in addressing this. The supporters keep mute about it. Rather, they bring up other redundant issues to focus on, like there's a deliberate distraction on the timeline. So that's what I'm asking you. Is that why there's a deliberate silence on anything that has to do with the North from the supporters of the president or from some certain persons in the APC? Do you think that that's a way of trying to curry their favor for 2027?
Well, I don't think the APC leadership or government are serious about fighting insecurity, to be fair. I think in the first place, they created it to favor them, and they're still hoping to use it again if possible. So I don't think they are trying to end it, and that's where some people may have problems with Peter Obi. You know, Peter Obi is going to change things in a way that it will affect even those who supported him. And the picture of a Nigeria that Peter Obi is having, no other candidate is having it. It's like he wants like a zero base. He's going to stop those who are benefiting from this structure of criminality, and they know it. They know it. And then again, they are stigmatizing him with the coup of 1966. Yes. Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah. They're saying that it's going to, when you want to kill a dog, you give it a bad name. But he's proving over and over again. And he doesn't even need to prove. People should know that Nigeria is beyond what one man can sit down and turn it to become whatever he wants it to become. Ethiopia cannot just sit down and declare a Biafra. Ethiopia cannot just sit down and then be running Nigeria as a Biafran country. Why are they agitating against Tinubu now? He knows, because he has turned Nigeria to be a mini Lagos, and he operates only with people from Lagos. Yep. Apart from appointment, when you're confident, people around you are only people of your tribe. It says so much about you. But when you look at Peter Obi, it's not like that. It's not like that. He check the people around him. He works with people from different ethnic groups in Nigeria and different religions. And even while he was governor, he demonstrated that. He worked with different people, and he ended well. So sincerely, I must say that they are just trying to stop Peter Obi. Because even those who want Tinubu out don't really trust Peter Obi. They are not sure, because they know there is not going to be business as usual.
So then, what should he do?
Henry, welcome.
Certain persons are profiting from the criminality, as you said. Insecurity now is a business for some certain political elites, is a negotiating and bargaining chip for certain persons. And you said something that the APC is not serious about fighting insecurity. It's part of their politics. They brought it in and they don't know what to do with it, so they continue to use it to their advantage. So if that is the case, and certain persons, when I mean certain persons, the North is not excluded. A lot of persons in the North are benefiting from the insecurity. That is their bargaining chip. Exactly. So if that is the case, and they feel that if he comes on board, he's going to put a pin on that franchise for them. He's going to change the status quo, like everyone knows it. The fear of possibly the Southeast domination too is a factor to consider, whether anybody likes it or not. So if that is the case, then should he rather just stay behind and let Nigeria continue to do what they know how to do best? It is the people who will go through whatever it is they're going through now. What is your take on that?
No. You don't give up. You don't give up. The fight is not for him. Okay. The fight is for all of us. We are fighting to save the soul of Nigeria.
Exactly.
He is just the man in the lead, but we shouldn't give up. He should not sit back. He should continue to fight. He should continue to push. Every criminality has an end. And if this is the end, because they are in a position now, even the criminals are in a position now to make a choice.
Yes.
Between making the bad system that they were part of creating wars, or turning a new leaf, and then that will send them packing completely. And at the end of the day, I see if Peter Obi continues to push, they will take the second option of, okay, let us die in peace. Let us hand over Nigeria that we spoil to a person that will fix it, so that at least it will be recorded that we stop the criminality, even if it is going to also affect us. That's the position. So we must continue to push. It is not over until it is over. And the obedience and making noise, and all Nigerians should push. Because the problem with Nigerians is that we are so docile. We
keep so docile. Do you think they are docile or they are afraid?
We're talking about 200. Yeah, okay, well, they're afraid. That's another way to describe them. But 200 million people. Check even with the social media and everything. How many people are talking? Less than 20 million. The rest are just after their job, their salary, and they don't want trouble. That's why I wrote an article and I said the war, political battle in 2027 is going to be between those who are trying to save their country and those who are trying to save their job. Because as it is now, there's a state capture. And every civil servant, every public servant is out to do the bidding of the ruling party in the name of, let me save my job. So What the police will be doing in 2027 is an act of let me save my job. What the DSS will be doing in 2027 is an act of let me save my job. EFCC, let me save my job. INEC, let me save my job. That's what is going to happen. So if Nigerians did not wake up to save Nigeria, then those who want to save their job will save their job and Nigeria will be destroyed.
Here's what eggs do to your wrinkles.
Hey!
Moisturizer helps your skin, right?
Nigerians, when are you going to wake up?
All right, Elder Yusuf, before I let you go, something happened recently. On Friday, the ADC wrote like a letter of ultimatum to El Rufai and Gitobi to join.
Yeah, it was live, but this is my life is currently live.
Because they had other persons in the political party they belonged to who were running for office. And in response to that, Yunus Atanko, the director of the Obedient Movement, responded and said, you cannot give that kind of ultimatum and describe that certain consultation is ongoing, which Peter Obi is taking his time to do. In response, the youth wing of the ADC said that Yunus Atanko is not meant to speak for Peter Obi, and that he has no political weight, he has no political draw, he has no political connection whatsoever to determine and speak on behalf of Peter Obi. Now, there are talks that the ADC is fragmented. That is the obedient camp, and then those who are really, really in the ADC, there's a supposed identification in terms of crisis. In that regard, a lot of obedients who are trying to seek one position or the other within the ADC so they can have a strong base in there. Do you think they are fully into the ADC with what is currently unraveling?
You know, in the first place, Dr. Tanko Yunus is a leader of the obedient movement worldwide. And for anybody to say he's not in a position to speak for Peter Obi, I think the person is living in denial of the reality. The truth is, Peter Obi would decide when the time comes. At the beginning of this coalition, it was agreed that Peter Obi, El Rufai should remain in their parties and support their parties to win the by-elections and the off-season elections that will take place. And one of these elections is the election that will take place in Anambra. Now, why are you asking Peter Obi now to move fully to ADC when the election in Anambra has not taken place? Oh, so that at the end of the day you will not accuse him of antipathy or what? So it doesn't make sense. It is not time. The ultimatum is uncalled for. It is evil and it is wrong. There was an earlier agreement. Why changing the goalpost in the middle of the game? That's to tell you that something is cooking. Somebody is trying to achieve something. So Tanko is right. They should not put him under pressure. Consultation is ongoing, and at the right time, he will decide. And I want all obedience to stand with Tanko and be patient. First, that Peter Obi knows what he's doing. He knows what he is doing. And at the right time, he's going to take the right decision.
What about the Labour Party? Julius Aburi, INEC has decided to supposedly recognize the decision of the Supreme Court. So is there a possibility that the Labour Party could be fixed?
Well, it's already been fixed.
Okay.
The Julius Party, Aburi, is now history. With the Supreme Court judgment and then the position of INEC, Julius Aburi is gone. So right now, Labour Party is going through what I will call restructuring, trying to get the right people in the right place. And in no distant time, these people will be announced, and then the congresses and the convention that will bring out leaders will take place, and then Labour Party will be good to go.
So that means Peter Obi has a strong chance of running with the Labour Party then?
Why not? He's still a member of the Labour Party.
Okay.
If there's any party that can 100% say he's our member, it's Labour Party. It's not ADC. ADC is negotiation in progress.
All right. What about the ADA?
Well, the ADA, it's also a product of the coalition. Okay. So it ought not to even be on the table for now. For now, I don't know about Trump tomorrow, but ADA should not be on the table for now.
All right, Elder Yusuf Solomon Dambaki, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I intend to continue this conversation with you sometime next week. I'll communicate with you, and then you can tell me a time that is convenient for you. All right?
You are welcome. You are welcome. There's no problem.
Anytime. Have yourself a wonderful
Thank you too.
All right.
Yeah, you too. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Thank you very much. Okay.
I think this is the most important aspect of it.
Dambaki.
We've gotten Tracy, are you still there? Make you tell me. This is the most important. I think that's the most crucial aspect of it. that we just listened to. That's the most crucial. Okay, let's go back. We now don't hear about ourselves. Now, this vigilante team in Igbomina land arrested a Fulani headsman known as Dadubule. The suspect is currently assisting security agencies with the investigation. Make we hear wetin they talk, because we need to hear all these things so that we go know as we go take talk for in case they decide say they wan move enter another community if they never already do so. Thank you very much. Exactly, Gabriel. He concluded it all. Nothing to add. So anybody that wants to, thank you very much, Tracy. Now, it's fact, I know as I want to bless you. Great information that you just provide. So this video when you sent to me, oh my God. I know now I want to do 1,000 gbosa. If to say na house I dey now, I go dey under mango tree dey blow. I go pop champagne under the mango tree for you. Thank you so much, sis. I really appreciate. You know, he said it all. There's nothing to add. Everything that he said, nothing to add. That's why they are afraid of him. That's why they are looking for ways to try and downgrade Peter Obi, try to stain his white. They don't find nothing. I like the fact that Peter Obi is moving the way he's moving. And that's why I didn't understand them. Everybody say, oh, join ADC, join. The man is taking his time. You did hear by yourself now. He's looking like Atiku. People have been saying this thing. Atiku is probably a Tinubu plant. Do you know how long Tinubu's money is? Tinubu's criminal money is? Do you know? Person wey fit pay how many millions so that they go block in record for being exposed. Person wey be say the case for America na so that they overturn am, Oh, abeg, moving along, oh. Thank you very much. In my time, I go back, go listen to that part again.
But you know, one is I want to tell you, Timothy Road, and I said, once you say, when I tell you, you system, we said, tell he said, but maybe I got him very good at the how are you? You need to know our guys and better. Mo lọ fún adúrú tó ló fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ wá ní alẹ́ ìsọ̀là èmi gan mo tó wá pè wọ́n pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwọn fìdílàdé mítìrì ṣe ń gbọ́ pé kan fìrí wa gbá mú ṣíkún ṣé ti bá fẹ́ dà wọ́n ṣe é ń pè wọ́n ní àhábà.
Ṣé ló tọ́ da fẹ́ jí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ àbí ọdún?
Mo fi dọ́tí lọ bọ́lọ̀ mo fi búra.
Sọ fẹ́ gbé tòótọ́ àbí ògbé? Sọ fẹ́ gbé ọmọ yà ní òbí gbé?
Alẹ́ àwọn náà gbé, wọ́n fẹ́ gbé, mo sì máa fẹ́ gbé.
Mo láti wá láwọn tó fẹ́ gbé.
Èyí ara mo.
Ọmọ. Hey! Una know about the Dangote Pengassan dispute. The NLC, they say they want to mobilize workers for industrial action. I beg, nothing serious, nothing to hear here. Una know. I beg, na question I want to ask, una no vessel. Fani Kayode, they use filter or I don't understand. All in pictures, everything, I don't understand. Does he use filter? See, this is not Fani Kayode now. It be like a woman for here. I don't understand. See his face. Oh, I just bring that one. Make I sure. I don't want to play the video. I just want to play this thing. Una here. What is this one here? EFCC never. Mokuna listen to waiting this man talk.
You don't, and I don't hear say EFCC arrested the honorable member. Now Yahoo boys. EFCC them be thief. EFCC or na be waiting thief. Oga of EFCC na waiting na thief. I no go back. That redeem man where they go bring for us, where then give EFCC oga. Na thief him be. Them be thief.
And you go they pay title for all the salary.
See how they teach phone from young boys.
House of bandits.
People from outside country, they boss their this thing, they thief, they give a
redeem house of bandits.
Where are they pack all the motor? The necklace, the gold, wristwatch, ring, where are they keep up? The phone, everything, expensive things. One on a bus hotel,
boss their house. Who on the carry? Who on the giver? When I share us on a
him look like witch.
One go hide the day.
I weak. I so be this.
EFCC thief pass police.
EFCC
will see their thief pass police. Then the thief. General Sabuja says so. No going back the activists.
I don't know this guy very well. I've seen maybe one or two of his videos. Peter Obi with Victor Ume, Senator Omoye, and Senator Eyinaya Abaribe. They arrive at Lagos Trade Fair Market. You know that market when they destroy now. I know, say na him they talk of.
Unu na-anyụ na afụ na okwute ndị Igbo na senatọs awụchikwana na agba nke abụọ maka ka ijeburu ejebu agba nke mbụ n'ikomi prezident asbanda hapụrụ gị na-enezi okwute ndị Igbo ọya nwa nọ na moda wede Abaribe and Victor Ume and so many other senators ebe awụchi n'ụbọchị a egbo ejuru baoni how you see am amazing okay ebe a bịa taa bụ ka a bịa fụ ebe emega wuye.
Welcome, Ebenezer.
Ebe a lụrụ ajọ ọrụ ndị obodo a ka anyị na-eje anyị ejego na agba nke mbụ wee na-ejezi na agba nke abụọ.
Ana na-eyi Igbo.
Ebe a na
Tunafi. I'm telling you, Tracy. Mazi, welcome. See as they happy. The people's president. The people know who they vote for. Hey, these ones, Ononuga, they do press conference. They talk about Jonathan. Make Jonathan come out because they know say Jonathan soft. It not be like he not be threat to them like Peter Obi is a threat. So they are in low key. They are pushing for Jonathan. Meanwhile, they kidnap, they buy their people. No, buy or no the one way concern and pass now the fact say Jonathan won't come out to run for president. He say, former President Jonathan is welcome to the race. Nigerians remember, is this my record? One thing. I'm never going to waste my time and bore you people. On to Kwara issue.
Uncle security one no carry on James for a month last without anything. What matter? I want to interview our security. Alagbara àwọn ò ká wọn pé àwọn sójà àwọn tó wá ní wọn fáwọn lọ́dà. Bó ṣe kó instrument kọjá tí gbogbo olúrí wọn kọjá náà ṣe padà síbi tó ti wá.
Alánà ó tó di pé wọ́n ṣe ìkọlù sí àwọn vigilante. A gbọ́ wípé àwọn sójà tó ń ṣe ààbò fún ìlú Òkè Ọdẹ wọn síbẹ̀ ní àkókò náà. Ṣé òótọ́ ni ọ̀rọ̀ yìí? Òótọ́ ni wọ́n ti withdraw wọn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ tún wá withdraw ìbọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn local government. Kí ni àwọn withdraw àwọn sójà nígbà yẹn? We don't know. Even let's be realistic. Àwọn chairmen wa local government chairman 7 local government chairman ní Kwara South. Àwọn gan ti sún wọn because wọn rí support látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn lọ́balọ́ba látọ̀dọ̀ government. Government kan ṣe camouflage fún wọn ni. Lọ́dọ̀ ìjọlẹ́jọ́ ìdarí chairman ìfẹ́lódún local government. Ó sọ pé àwọn Fẹ́mi sùn kó náà ẹjọ́ fún autonomy. So ó wáyà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wa sọ pé ó ti sún wọn.
This person, this their governor. I don't know. The man is even be like wicked person for it. I don't know. Hey, police had no fuel in its van to convey since they say they injured. Suppose injured Somi to the hospital, but they had fuel to convey her remains to the morgue. Nigeria. See one of the T-Pain, Ronu Kuz, na be this so. He said the rise of bandits who are mostly Fulani, now they are separated. These people did not separate before. Oh my God. These are some of the people who said they would rather buy under Tinubu. They would rather buy under Fulani than allow Igbo man. I not fit forget. See what they write now. He don't separate before. He come out, he say Fulani and Yoruba are brothers. Nothing nobody can do about it. Even their president come and talk am. Okay? The rise of bandits who are mostly Fulani origin, armed with sophisticated weapons and AK-47 will lead to rise of ethnic militias across Nigeria. Speak for yourself, Oga. This was how they don't speak. This was how Mali, Burkina Faso, and Sudan became terrorist ravaged zones. This was how armed nomadic Janjaweeds displaced the people of Darfur and took over their land. The Yoruba people will not be driven out of their homeland by armed non-state actors without the indigenous Yoruba people using their constitutional rights, which is self-defense, to defend and protect themselves in their land. We will not cede 1 inch of Yoruba land in Kwara, Kogi, or anywhere to terrorists in the name of graveyard peace. We will defend our honor, glory, and ancestral heritage with everything we have. The Yorubas have never taken up. Oh, I beg. If you now want to go read them, the guy, serious propagandist. Yeah. If you never touch them, they know they talk. Here's another rumor about the INEC chairman.
If the rumors is true, there is a big wahala ahead of 2027 election. You see this man here? Is the former Nigeria Justice, the former Justice of Nigeria. He is from Nasarawa State. His name is Justice Hassan Limanas. You see this Hassan Limanas? You see this man Hassan Limanas? Allegedly, he is going to be the new INEC chairman. You see this man here? He is from a state. See, I don't want to use the word wickedness. If this man finally become the INEC chairman, according to how rumors is flying, the opposition need to give up on 2027 election. This man no get pity at all. His wife, Hajia Sadatu Lima, is the professor in my school, and she is the vice chancellor of my former school. I don't graduate. I have to say whatever I want to say. I'm not fear her again. I am not a graduate from the school. Sadatu Hassan Lima. See, I don't want to talk about the wife, but you see this man here, their family, whatever they say they want to do, they do. See, if INEC, they are now this man as INEC chairman, it is over for the opposition. It will take only God. It will take only God, because this man, before we start election, this man will announce the winner. And heaven will not fall. Hassan Limanas, former Justice of Nigeria. Ask anybody from Nasarawa State or from Kefi particular. If you know Hassan Lima, their family, this is allegedly. It's a rumor, it's not yet confirmed. But if this man becomes the INEC chairman, it's worse than Yakub Mahmoud. It's worse.
Una here? I hope we're taking notes. Hey, so there's an ongoing demolition at Oral Estates, Ikota, Lekki, Lagos. Hey, I don't know which I want to talk for this matter.
You don't see them now. See people, millions going down. You know, as they're breaking this thing now, it will look like say they're pushing down sand block house. But this thing now for many years of suffering, many years of tearing. Both some of them are not even in Nigeria, some of them are abroad. All this house, all here from GRH or Express, all of them are going down. Before you buy any property in Lagos, and the thing to us, make sure that you do all the documentation. Don't be in a hurry. Rather let that money deal with you. Don't be in a hurry. Don't nobody hurry you. It's better the money there in the bank.
I'm going to play that after. I actually saw that. Thank you very much, Tracy. God will bless you for me, especially.
Government investment, like There are many of them. Mutual fund, the whole of them. Then millions going down like this. You know how much that's going down here. You don't understand. The pain.
See houses. Wait. Let me go to the, I think. Where is it?
Kwara State was carried out by Fulani terrorists, and that they are calling for restructuring. Maduago, who lost her life following a robbery attack at her residence in Katampe, Abuja. This was contained in a statement signed by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Nanaga, on Tuesday, titled President.
No, there's a 45-minute one that I want to play. Hold on one second. I saw that 45-minute one video. The one where this guy was talking about. Where is it? They cut it out. I saw it not too long ago. Hold on. Aha, there we go.
What you're
Tinubu, they visit Pantami. Hey. And they visit Pantami. As per say, he be waiting now. Okay.
Of Independence Day Parade. Bode George warns new INEC chair imposing president in 2027, otherwise all hell will break loose. 130 Yoruba organizers actually write.
Okay, so we've heard that.
That they should convene an emergency security council meeting on Nigeria to push for restructuring and self-determination and dissuade Ukraine from allegedly fueling terrorism in the Sahel. So basically, who are the signatories to this group? For example, you have the Oduwa People's Congress, OPC New Era, Oduwa Nationalist Coalition, Network for Yoruba Alliance, Southwest Professionals Forum, Okun People's Association, Yoruba Artisans and Traders Association, and Kwara Indigenous People's League, amongst others. Quite interesting, isn't it? Some would say that the Yorubas know how to hold their own and fight for themselves compared to possibly other ethnic groups. Interesting. Meanwhile, Independence Day Parade has been cancelled. The federal government told us today they did not give us any other reason. However, every other activity like the national broadcast that is routinely done by the president at 7 o'clock in the morning will hold, as well as other traditional rites and dances and all, but there will be no parade. Why? We weren't told, and obviously we weren't informed about that. Now, moving on to some other stories I'll be looking into at the evening rush. We have Chief Bode George of the PDP telling us that the new INEC chair must not impose any president for them in 2027. That if that happens, all hell will break loose. In fact, he warned INEC to be very careful. If they do what they did in 2023, if they dare try it, they will not like the consequences of their action. And the warning is not even being given to Mahmoud Yakub, the being given to the new INEC chair, whom we do not know yet, but he's already sending a warning to the person. There are speculations or talks that this person is going to be from the Southwest, and that being an appointee of the president, the person is going to work on behalf of the president. We don't know if that's how it works, but obviously we have not yet been officially told who the new INEC chairman will be. Chief Bode George is warning the person not to impose any president on Nigerians. Meanwhile, the president is telling us that Nigeria is turning a corner and that the worst is actually, the worst is over. Nigeria is getting better. So the big question is this: if Nigeria indeed is getting better, why are we still experiencing worsening insecurity? You're very well aware of what happened to an Arise TV young female presenter, a 29-year-old Somto Maduagu. She was killed. Apparently, 14 armed robbers invaded their residence where they reside. Is about a block of flats, 15 of them, and based on what we were told by Ojiniko, where she tried to run away. You know how those guys, what they do to young ladies, right? It's not they don't just I don't want to think about it. It's not something to actually ever imagine. So she jumped, but that she was even still, okay, she was alive, but she went to the hospital. The hospital refused to attend to them, she and the security man. Insecurity had been bedeviling many parts in Abuja, not just in Abuja, the north, the southwest, the southeast. It's everywhere. And the president says that the worst is actually over. Well, let's see if that's basically how it tags. Okay? Now, Abike Dabiri Erewa is condemning the inhumane treatment of Nigerians in India. She's condemning alleged acts of sexual violence on Nigerians who reside in India, physical abuse on Nigerians as well in India. She said their alleged rape, assault, forced administration of unknown substances as heartbreaking and unacceptable, and especially Nigerian girls who are held in deportation camps in New Delhi, India. So she stated that the disturbing accounts and videos shared by some of the victims show that the young women are subjected to inhumane treatment, grave violations of their dignity, and fundamental human rights. Okay. Meanwhile, Omoye appeared in court today, and he said that his life is actually being threatened by the Wike group because of all that he has been able to divulge against Nyesom Wike. He's calling on Nigerians to say that this is not the first time he's going to be exposing this, that the case of somebody dying, and that if that is what it takes, then it and the country gets to a good direction, then fine. He also made statements that this is not the first time he's been calling out the atrocities of the government. Also, he appeared in court as well for the statement where he called the president a criminal. The DSS had given him a couple of days to retract his statement. Omoye Sowore did not retract it, and so they proceeded to court. Unfortunately, the case has been postponed to another date. Apparently, they were not ready when they came to court today. There were no proper representation of the matter. According to what Omoye Sowore said, it was like they just forced the person to come to the court without giving the person details. He wasn't served. A lot of things were not properly done. We're looking into that in the course of the conversation at this evening. Meanwhile, the presidency has eventually welcomed Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to the 2027 presidential race. They wrote, "We welcome Jonathan to the 2027 race, but the court will decide if someone who was sworn in twice as president satisfies the constitutional requirements and eligible to contest the presidency again." This statement, as they said, was that the presidency on Monday said former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is free to contest, but apparently they will go to court to know if he is qualified to go again. It means that at the last minute, Jonathan could be disqualified by the court if any political party takes him on as a presidential candidate. So it may be a risk to take Goodluck Ebele Jonathan on.
If you qualify for Medicare and Medi-Cal, Kaiser Permanente has a plan for you with extra perks, including a dedicated care coordinator.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Partner to see if you qualify.
You see how they're encouraging, low-key encouraging the
to the race. If he should decide to run, the former leader would have to contend with both constitutional hurdles and public perception. So, in other words, Jonathan will have his date in the court of the land and will also have his encounter with the people.
No, they say police say they don't get different stories.
His disastrous 6 years for which they voted him out in 2015. There are other allegations that have come in to say that President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, as well as former now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he was the one that spearheaded the removal of Jonathan in 2015. All the plans were on all the situations that occurred at the time were all spearheaded by him. Critics have been calling out the president by saying that all of the things that he had called out Jonathan of is basically what he is doing. I think I actually got a real call. You sent me that, right? Basically accusations on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The statement recently made by him, I think I'm going to read it out. So, for example, when the president was governor, he sued the federal government for withholding local government funds. As president, he took the same action against Osun State. As governor, he spoke out against a state of emergency in Plateau State. However, as president, he declared a state of emergency in Rivers State. As governor, he criticized the corruption amongst members of government in the president's party. Yet, as president, many of his members have faced corruption accusations, and he has remained silent or in some cases covered it up. He criticized the fuel subsidy removal, but upon becoming president, he removed the fuel subsidy. Everything he criticized while in opposition, he has done worse as president. They say that this administration is an administration of hypocrisy. Everything they fought for in 2015, or fought against rather in 2015, is what they are currently doing. Nigerians, we have a lot to actually discuss. I don't want to be the one to introduce all the topics, but we're going to look into each of this one by one. I'm actually expecting Mr. Femi Ferguson. I actually called him this afternoon to join us today. However, my guest in the studio I actually have right here, Mr. Tony Mbata. Good evening. Thank you for joining us today.
Good evening, Esther.
How are you?
I'm fine today.
And I also have Mr. Lawa Ekundaya. Mr. Lawa Ekundaya, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Fine. I wish you good evening.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Okay. The president has told us that Nigeria is turning a new corner and things are shaping up well and things are looking fine. The president said that the worst is actually over and that good things are actually coming on for Nigerians. In other words, that we should be patient. But you're seeing the skyrocketing speed of insecurity and some aspects of Nigeria's economy that is debilitating. Now on paper, they tell us inflation is reducing for the 5th consecutive time. They tell us that the investment opportunities are coming on, but that's not what we're seeing in reality. That's basically not what it is. So what's your take on that, Mr. Tony?
Thank you. I know when you read it, I was smiling with my brother. We were all smiling because we know that APC government is a government of deceit. That's what they know how to do it. Since they came into power, we have seen it. Dollar will be this. Dollar is not. Petrol will be this. Is not. And all the rest of it.
They said Nigeria is better than
that's what
it
I'm
was
saying.
10 years ago.
Nigerians know if they are better or not. So it's not a question of somebody going there to tell us. And also, we have seen all the things, all the shenanigans they are doing in power. We know what they are doing. And they cannot. Nigerians will tell you that, yes, they are better.
Okay.
Nigerians will tell you. But this is something I was studying today. 1914 amalgamation. Who are the people that signed it? You see that Nigeria is built on deceit. And that deceit is following us. The people they called, even they said, Dr. Nanda Azikiwe was 10 years when 1914 amalgamation. Now he was a witness. Awolowo was 5 years. Tafawa Balewa was 2 years. And those people they mentioned there, those 6 people, who are they? That means British conquer all these things and gave to us. And those things have been haunting us. Like the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they say, we the Nigerians have decided where did we sit down to discuss about being one. So Nigeria is like Nemesis following us. Because we have not gotten it right.
Yes.
We need to go back to the basis.
Okay.
To sit down and to ask ourselves fundamental question. Are we really one? If we are one, how do we run this country? Because most of the leaders from the president of the Federal Republic, they don't love this country. What they are doing it to enrich themselves and their cronies. They are not doing it for the betterment of average Nigerians. They are deceiving Nigerians.
The president told Nigerians that they should refrain from saying terrible things or speaking ill of the country.
Why wouldn't we say it when the president was busy defending himself, telling the world not to release his paper? Why wouldn't we say it when the president was there giving us a school that he never attended, Federal Government College? Why? The Nigerian government are demarketing themselves outside. Not Nigerians. Not Nigerians. They will tell you that a refinery is working, whereby they will go and buy fuel and put one of the refineries and show Nigerians. Are we going to keep quiet? You see all this thing going, and you say we should keep quiet because we are like my 6-year-old baby, Chisimdu. Now whatever you tell her, she will believe you. Even sometimes she will tell you no. Nigerian. We know the truth and we keep saying the truth. That
Holy Mary, welcome.
In fact, the only person I can vouch is Obasanjo. I keep saying it. Yes. If you look at Obasanjo, look at Obasanjo's appointment. Even from Nigerian Biafran War, it was Obasanjo that did most of the thing to bring people together. Look at Obasanjo's appointment.
That was at the war front.
Yes, it was Obasanjo.
That was even the last battalion that led to the defeat.
Go and read what Obasanjo did. Go and read about the war. And read when Obasanjo was civilian president. All the institution that is working in this country is built by Obasanjo. Are we talking about EFCC? It was during time of Obasanjo that we see an Inspector General of Police was prosecuted.
So if that was the case, why was he wanting to go for a third term?
If Obasanjo wanted to go third term, Obasanjo would have gotten that thing. I'm telling you.
But he fought for third term.
Obasanjo, but the only thing Obasanjo did that today I am crying was weak in INEC. Because Obasanjo started this thing that INEC is doing today. When Maurice Iwu was there, you will be in polling booth. Maurice Iwu will call election. Obasanjo told us it is do or die affairs. He called Omar Udua. Are you alive? They say you are dead. So apart from that, our election, Obasanjo was the only leader in this country I respect.
Okay, Mr. Lawal Kundaya, the president told us that dismissed claims while he went to Imo State to inaugurate some, will I say, projects for Hope Uzodinma in Imo State. Some of the residents complained that there were last-minute facelifts on some of the projects just to look good. So as the president was coming to commission them. But the president actually denied that what the statement by a particular presenter in America that Nigerian Christians were persecuted by the Islamist jihadist movement, that it wasn't true. He said that it's a lie from the pit of hell and that Christians and the Muslims are working together and living in harmony in Nigeria. And he refuted to state that the killings ongoing, if it is not deliberately targeted at the Christians, it's happening across board. It's happening. He did not say that, but said that our Muslim sisters and Christian brothers, everyone is doing okay. Do you think Christians are persecuted in Nigeria? Because people now started bringing out videos of so many people who were killed in churches, the raping taking place in so many areas, the killing of Deborah because of blasphemy, and the way they supported it. Even a woman who recently was supposedly misrepresented in her quote in one of the states, she was recently killed as well by a group of monks. And there are talks that the Christians, especially in some northern areas, are not given any peace to break. The killings in Benue are being suspected to be targeted at Christians. Even in Jos Plateau State is targeted at Christians. The southern Kaduna killings is targeted at Christians. But the president said that there is no Christian killing or persecution in Nigeria, that both religious groups are in sync. What's your take on that?
No, let's first of all establish the fact that there are killings going on in Nigeria that's supposed not to, let me say, illegal killings, because there is legal killing. You can kill somebody legally, that is, if the court say,
there's no courts. There have been a lot of bloody killings. There's no even need to do legal anything.
There's something that I'm trying to go talk about. You get what I'm trying to say is that when you say persecution, that means somebody who's innocent is being, targeted for a crime that he or she did not commit. That is persecution. That person did not face justice, or he faced a shabby justice, like the one that happened in Sokoto.
What are you describing?
What I'm trying to say that the first thing is that there are killings going on in Nigeria that's supposed not to be.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to establish.
Okay.
Now, the second thing is that if you look statistically, we'll say the people who are being killed unjustly, who are they, or what is their religion? This is before you cannot say whether they are Christians or they are non-Christians or they are Muslim or they are traditional. So that most of the people who are being attacked, they are Muslim Christian communities. Most of them are always Christian communities. I'm talking statistically. I'm not talking, just because we heard about it. We're talking about the facts, like the Owo killings, like the Shuaib girl in Sokoto, like the
because the narrative that's coming on is that because of the recent declaration of the state of Palestine, that Israel is trying to do what you call a way of, like they always say, if you want to hang a dog, you give it a bad name. So, for example, they're making references to other countries where people have the same ideology as Hamas. So in Nigeria, you have Boko Haram. In Kenya, you have Al-Shabaab. And you have Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. You have ISWAP as well, Islamic West African State Province and all of that stuff. You have all of these attackers in African countries, in European nations as well, that they have the same ideology. the same movement, the same agenda. So Israel is trying to say we are battling Hamas, and Nigeria is battling Boko Haram, which is an affiliation of Hamas, Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, and all of that. So they're saying that this movement is affecting almost all regions. So in other words, they want to identify with the Christian community in Nigeria, and they feel that this is their propaganda. That's what some influencers and supporters, or those who are opposing the statement by this American presenter, they're saying that that is the mirage they're trying to present via social media, and that it's usually their plan, that the Western nations are the ones that cause insecurity in most of this country, and then they stand back, they stay behind while these nations burn aground. That's the way they're describing what's happening.
Let me clarify some things.
Okay.
The war between Hamas and Israel is not a religious war. It has to do with their land. So they are
fighting. It's a territorial thing.
Yes, it's a territorial war between the two of them. Because when you go to Israel, it's got that even Muslims have higher numbers in Israel than even the Christians. So even the Jews, they are there. So many other religions. So that one is a territorial thing. Now, when you come to West Africa, you hear something about ISWAP. Islamic State of West African Province. So they declare that place as their province and they are taking over it. That is the meaning of that ISWAP. That this is our province. This is our land,
You're
our
declaring
area
a state within a state that is indigenous, that is independent. You just come and forcefully take over the area and say it's yours.
So anyone who affiliate with them is affiliating to have that
and then they force people to accept their indoctrination. Okay.
Now, when you come to Nigeria, that is the Boko Haram. Boko Haram means against Boko. We don't want Boko.
Western education.
Yes, that's their own ideology. That Western education, although that Western education, pollute their religion, so they don't want it. So they indoctrinate their people, and they don't stop where they are. When you are preaching, so that's why people begin to wonder. What exactly is your motive? It's totally different from what you are doing. If you are preaching something, you talk to people and let people decide whether they prefer your idea or what you preach or not. But their own, they force it, and then they use weapons, and then they attack. Some people don't even know what you are talking about, who you don't even preach. So and then gradually they are taking over, territories. That's why some people were saying that this Boko Haram and the ISWAP and the Hamas, that they have something in common. Because you see them that they don't stop. If you are saying Boko Haram, that you don't want Western education, that means you'll be talking to your people. And then you'll be listening to you. Not that you'll be attacking others who don't believe in your ideology, who just stay in their own, they are even far away from you. And then you're attacking them, and then taking over their land, and then occupying that place, and then chasing them away. So you can see that it has some kind of element of relation to ISWAP and the Hamas. So those are those things that we are seeing now. And from there, it started from Borno, it started spreading down. And it's not that most of the people who are affected are the people who don't do their religion. That is what we notice. For example, the Omoye attack, the Plateau people, the Benue, the Niger, and you see that apart from the religion, they also go against ethnic groups that are not their own. For example, we are asking the one that happened in Benue. Who are those occupying that land now? After the president give directive that they set up a committee to settle. Now, after the committee, we don't hear anything again. What happened to that land that the people have been, taken to IDP camp? They've been taken away from their land to IDP camp. What happened to their land now? Somebody must be there now. Or are you telling me that the land is vacant? The same thing with the Kwara. Now, Ilorin. Now we have IDP in those areas too. Now, who is occupying that land? Is war going on in that land? If war is going on in that land, you say, okay, because we are still fighting these people, that is why we'll tell the people to still remain in that area until we're able to clear that area. But nothing is going on at that moment in those areas. So who is occupying that land now is the question. So if you now get those questions of those who are occupying that land, then we can now say, for example, in Borno, you have IDP camp there. Now, what is going on in those areas where those people left? The areas they were removed. Who is occupying that land? These are the questions.
All right, Mr. Tony Mbata, very recently we heard about this 130 groups. I mentioned them here, and they're saying that compelling the United Nations to actually come hard on Nigeria. They're literally asking for self-determination, which they say is not a crime, that it's in the Constitution, it's not a crime, and that they no longer want to be under the influence of this terrorists. They're literally saying, everybody go to your region. Fulani, go and stay in your region, buy your people if you want to buy your people, but you cannot come here, take over us, indoctrinate us by force, and you're killing our people, and that they have been suffering since 1804. This runs contrary actually to what this group of persons have been fighting for ever since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board. Now, it's not a wrong thing for cultural preservation and identity preservation. There is a resurgence and awakening of cultural and identity preservation since 2023, although a couple of people look at it from a lens of politics. So there are groups that will say, oh, Yoruba first, Yoruba jobs only for Yoruba people, Southwest positions for only Southwest people. We don't want to merge with other groups. And now, because of that call, which has gained that kind of attention, like He's saying that anyone who doesn't align with what they want, the person is a stranger. Even if you have parents who are half Yoruba and half another group, they don't recognize you. They want everything Yorubanized. That's not a problem. It's people's choice. It's their will to do what they want to do. But now you're calling for this segregation. Do you think it's going to be good for the president who is from your region? That's one. Two, the president just told us that we should please stop speaking ill of the country. You're writing to the United Nations and telling them that all of these things going on in Kogi, you're not writing to the president that these people, look at what is going on. You're the chief security officer of the country. You're supposed to do something. So don't you think that this contravenes what they have been preaching? Some of them are in support of this administration. Some of them do not even care if the administration is doing well or not. The only thing is the president is their person, so they have to do anything to preserve him and protect him and defend him, especially if anyone criticizes. So this kind of call, would you call it treasonable? Because this is what similar to what Nnamdi Kanu was doing. The only thing is he was very voracious, and a lot of people went out of the law in exercising whatever it is was talked about.
Esther, it's not been proven
that what?
That some of them went out of their law and doing whatever they are doing until the court proves such.
Okay.
But although you ask, did you ask me or Mr. Kundai?
Okay. Okay, you want me to respond? Now, let me tell you something.
No, I called you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Esther, what those people are demanding is their legitimate right.
Okay.
That's why when I started, I said, 1940, who signed for the amalgamation of Nigeria? And the answer is that thing is a fraud. It's a fraud. That they forced the British for their own economic good, forced almost 250 ethnic groups to be one. Different religion, different culture, different background. And they forced them together. Who are the people that signed it? You can see. They say Zik was a witness 10 years. Awolowo was 5 years. Ahmadu Bello was 2 years. Can you imagine those things? So that's the same thing that Nnamdi Kanu and like minds are saying, we want Biafra. So what we need is to have a referendum. And after Nigerian Biafran war, there was a clause that any country that have a civil war, either 50 or 30 years, they have the right to go. And like Palestine now, they're trying to have their own state in Israel. And most of these people are supporting them. I know late Muhammad Buhari supported it. So why don't you allow people who want to go to go? If they want to go and conduct a referendum. If their people say, yes, we want to stay on our own, let them stay. It's their fundamental right. Many countries of the world did it. Russia, there was a time there was USSR. And many other countries did it peacefully. But why is it in Nigeria? Kill them, bring them. Because some set of people are economic dormant. They can't develop their place. And what they are using to develop their place come from one region. They don't want to work. Some believe that power belongs to them. Without power, they cannot. It's a national cake. But let us go. If we wish so, if we wish. And the way our leaders are doing, they have not shown us that we are one. Because anyone that entered there, look at the appointment, look at whatever you are doing, he will not behave as a country leader, a leader of a country, or a president of a country, or a father of a country. He will not begin to look, this person did not vote for me, this person voted for me, this tribe did not vote for me. He will not dictate who to give the so-called national cake. When you look at all these things, you know that Nigerians, we are not one. Allow them. If they want to go, let the Federal Republic of Nigeria, with the help of UN, conduct a referendum. Biafra said they want to go. Let them go. If Arewa want to go, let them go. If River State, let them. After all, Togo, how many are they? Why must you force people to this forceful relationship? You want to force people to be that? No. Let us see if it will bring harmony and progress in Africa. Because what we need in this country of Africa is progress. And the issue is that with this, our slave masters allow this. That's why I say 1914 amalgamation. Who are the people? Because whatever they are doing is for their own economic gain. Okay. If the country is good, they will not move ahead. If the country is good, there will be unemployment in their place. But what they want to do, give us a leader that is not good, give us a country that is not good, so that there will be problem. It's like when you give somebody a salt, you now pour the person water. That's what they are doing. Yeah. So if they want to go, they need a referendum, and it's their fundamental right.
Now let me respond to some things about what Mr. Anbata said. The first thing is that you talk about this 1916
1914 amalgamation,
and you said it was a fraud, which I do not agree. Now, you said that is the problem of Nigeria, which I still did not agree.
Okay.
Now, I'll start. That amalgamation was signed by some royal fathers. I'm not saying that they did it at the interest of their people or not. I'm not against it or not against it. That one. The second one is that what I keep telling people, which I want Nigerians to understand, is that this same British from 1914 ruled this country till 1960. Why were we not fighting among ourselves?
No. Don't give a wrong narrative. Excuse me. British, when they were ruling us, do you know what was going on?
What?
A lot of injustice was going on. Yeah. We know in South Africa, one, they are carrying.
I'm talking about Nigeria.
One, they are carrying all our economic resources to their own to develop their place.
Mention two that.
Both palm oil, both our timber. I did investigation. African timber plywood, sapele, that the plywood and wood, I sat there, that the British carry from Africa, they are still using it up to tomorrow. And they were not developed, they only developed their administrative headquarters.
Okay.
They have never had these people that have never had any good intention for Africa, even up to date.
Okay, are you true? Now let me clarify.
And secondly, those people that you purportedly signed it, who are they? How old are they? I've told you that the Senzik was there when it was. Excuse me, you said people signed it, but according to the agreement, royal leader, who are they? How old are they? The Senzik was there, and Zik was 10 years. They say Abofoma Awolowo was there, he was 5 years. They said Tafawa Balewa was there, he was 2 years. Go and study these things. That is a fraud from the British. They know what they are doing.
It was to first
Esther, you keep wait. Somebody. Okay.
The British colonial governor started northern and southern Nigeria in 1914. Was driven by the British administrative control.
We have a lot of indicated interest in Nigeria.
So what exactly was the issue? It was not to unify Nigeria. It was basically to satisfy their own entity.
Which is what?
Interest.
Mention it now.
Calm down, Mr. Okay, there's no reason for that. Now the question is this. As a British colonial governor who was responsible for overseeing the unification, Lugard's administration formalized the amalgamation of the northern and southern protectorate into one single entity. What was basically the reason? For financial reasons, okay? The basic idea was to ensure that they use a more prosperous southern Nigerian financial resource to support the administration of the less wealthy northern protectorate. That was one reason. The primary objective too was administrative unification to serve the interests of the British Empire and not to foster Nigeria's unity. To also create a unified state, it created a single political and administrative unit which became the basis of modern day Nigeria, giving power mostly to the north with all of the land resources they gave them, which makes them feel like every time the northerners are the ones to always be in charge of Nigeria. Go ahead, what do you want?
Good. Now, let me clarify some things. I'll start from 1960. I'll go back to that 1914. Because I want to, yes, that's what I want. That's where I want to analyze give me the opportunity to analyze. Now, I can't follow I have the right to follow my own way of doing things. If you are not clear, you tell me. Now, in 1960, when the British, when we got independence, two things happened. One, there was no war. Wait, excuse me. One, for them to give us the independence, we never had any war. We never fought any war with the British. When we asked for independence, they just gave it to us like that, without a war. Second, at that time, Nigerian economy was very, very buoyant. At that time, our money was greater than dollar, and it was done by the British. At that time, the three regions were developing at their own pace. At that time, I remember that Yabatech, which happened to be one of the first institution in Nigeria, the money from agriculture was used. I remember that University of Ibadan, Ahmadu Bello, and Azikiwe University were developed during their time. Now, at that time,
sorry, can I inform you something? I want to inform you something. Are you talking about regional government when Nigerian government was running a regional government, when British was regional?
He said he wants to start from 1960.
But he was talking about regional government when we are running regional government, where all the regions they were developing at their own pace, running their own.
It was ruling at that time.
It was not British.
Hold on, Mr. Lawal Ekodayo. Mr. Lawal, calm down. What I want to understand from your train of thought is this. We were talking about the 1914 amalgamation and the fact that it was not to profit Nigeria.
Then why are we progressing?
Oh my goodness.
Are we progressing?
Calm down. I want to understand. You're confusing every one of us.
No, I'm not.
No, you're confusing. To be honest, you're confusing.
I am not.
Because I don't understand what you're saying.
Your mind is predetermined.
Mr. Lawal, can you calm down and understand where?
Tell me that a father will
Mr. Lawal, we're not fighting. We're having a conversation.
I'm talking now.
No, I'm not busting you. I want to understand your train of thought. Where did we start from? He was talking about the amalgamation of Nigeria. That it wasn't for the reason of enhancing the.
Then I go to 1960.
Mr. Lawal, let me come.
If it is bad, why did we progress?
We are not progressing.
Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, hold on now. Let me land. I need to have a sequence of your train of thoughts. You said a lot of things. I want to follow your sequence so we don't miss.
Prefer to ride with a woman behind the wheel? Women Preferences in the Uber app lets women request to ride with a woman driver. Now available in LA and San Francisco.
Goodness, I cannot believe this. Oh my God.
And it was basically to utilize the resources of the South.
Welcome,
to compensate some limited resources of the North. Thereby, they gave power to the North. It was not for the growth of Nigeria.
And also for their own economic
gain. So wait now, Mr. Lawal, you now came and said you don't agree with that. You don't think that the essence of the amalgamation was a bad thing. You don't think that it was a way of retrogressing or not serving the interest of the British colonial masters. That's what you said.
You dress it more than what I did.
Wait now, that was sad. Can you just calm down? That was basically your interpretation.
No.
You said you...
I said I will not... In my own discourse, I said I only talk about
agree with that. Then you now said you want to go to 1960, and I said, why do you want to go to 1960, which is far ahead from 1914? And then you told me that you're free to analyze from wherever it is you want to. And so I was waiting for your projection to understand the correlation between 1960 and 1914, or your defense or against that the 1914
amalgamation was not for the betterment of Nigeria. So I need to understand what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. Are you saying that the amalgamation was good, or that the history that we know is not what it is, or that Nigeria was better off after the amalgamation? I need to understand what you mean, sir. So please help us clarify, so it doesn't seem as if we're deliberately misconstruing you.
What he is saying that I'm contesting,
okay,
is that every time we talk about Nigerian problem, you transfer it to the British. And then you still blame me till now for our problem. And I keep telling you, and I keep saying it, that if, because when you mentioned that 1914 amalgamation, I said I will never say yes or no, whether it was good or wrong. But what I will tell you is that as of the time they were handing over to us, I mentioned some things to you. That if truly what they did then was bad, how come that the country, the three regions under their rule, developed astronomically? How is it that they were able to rule us, we never fought among ourselves? How is it that they were able to rule us, and then our exchange was greater than the dollar that looked like a god to us now? And I keep saying that if it is bad that they did, how come that when they were handing over in 1960, they ruled us from 1914 to 1960, in 6 years, they gave it to us, and the same black Nigerians that we call our own people scatter it in 6 years, and up till now, we keep falling, and we keep falling,
so,
and we keep falling.
You're saying that economically.
I'm not saying economic, I'm saying in totality, because there's what they use what they refer to as indirect rule. I told somebody, listen to me, stop me, wait. Okay.
That's not what we need.
Because I'm sorry, Mr. Femi Ferguson, I'm trying to, because based on what we can read here, Nigeria did not progress economically in a way that benefited the people of Nigeria under colonial rule. It did not.
So give me 2 examples.
Mr. Femi Ferguson.
Give me 2 examples. Esther, mention 2 examples first.
Mr. Lawal,
for you
Mr.
to
Femi
conclude that, you must be able to give us examples.
I did not conclude that, sir. It's here.
And then give it, mention it to us now. If you lay an
Mr. Femi Ferguson, welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us on the Evening Rush. Please help me explain Mr. Lawal's question.
I think when we are having a Nigerian discussion, we need to take it holistically.
Okay.
And also in the context of where it will benefit us.
Yeah.
Because the whole world is hearing what we're saying.
Exactly.
Children that are young and people
oh my God.
People of this age are listening to us, and they believe anybody who go to television house or TV house, radio house, is providing a solution. There must be people that can listen to. Therefore, I wouldn't.
Bajabi Amila, your father, your mother, your generation shut up for life. You are absolutely mad. You are very, very stupid for this comment that you typed. You don't have to be on this live. You can go somewhere else where you can tell the host of the live to shut up and they will listen to you. You are a stupid human being. You are an absolute asshole. You are a degenerate. Your generation, your ancestors, your lineage, all of them are goats, bingos, and dogs. That's what you are. You hopped in here like a puppy that you are. You're stupid. Very, very stupid. Can you come into my life and be telling the host to shut up? Are you okay?
Advocating the way the discussion is going.
Okay.
I'm a little bit embarrassed.
Okay.
Tomorrow will be our 65 years of age.
Yeah.
My elder sister, our elder sister, we call her Independence. It's a thing to celebrate. She was born on October 1, 1960.
Okay.
So tomorrow we'll be celebrating her because she was born that day.
Okay.
All right. So Independence brought us a lot of hope.
Okay.
I remember when we were young.
No, sir, I'm coming. We're not discussing Independence Day today, actually.
I know.
But the premise came from the situation with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Imo State today.
Yes.
He said that we should stop speaking ill of Nigeria.
Exactly.
He said that Christians are not suffering or going through any form of persecution.
Yes.
Then, we now have 130 Yoruba group. They wrote a petition to the United Nations saying that they've been going through a lot of killings by the Fulani jihadists. They wrote to the United Nations that please, they want self-determination, they want everybody to go to their region. They are tired that since 1804, the Yorubas have suffered a lot from the hands of the Fulani jihadists. Now, when they talk the story about Christians being persecuted in Nigeria by a particular British presenter who is also a comedian, that about 100,000 Christians in Nigeria have been killed with so many of their churches burnt. A lot of supporters of the administration said it is not true, that Christians are not being persecuted, that the insecurity caught up.
When Donald Trump and Texas Republicans don't fight fair, Californians need to stop fighting with both hands tied behind our backs. Prop 50 gives voters the power and offers all Americans a fair midterm election. Yes, on 50.
To self-determination, that they should compel Nigeria to use the UN Charter of self-determination where they can determine themselves and cut themselves off being part of Nigeria. So we're now looking at this from a prism of, since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board, there's been an awakening of cultural identification and, traditional identification. That is our ethnicity, specifically from the Southwest region. Everything has been, we can no longer remain docile, everything about us needs to be prioritized and all that. A couple of people feel that it is not politically motivated, but a couple of people feel it's politically motivated because it became more louder under the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Exactly. So the petition written by these people, does it not contravene the supposed prism or outlook that this group of persons have been putting out there, that we must protect the Yoruba race, including the fact that the president is from their region, and anybody that criticizes the president whatsoever is anti what they represent and anti what they stand for. So lately they've been calling for regional system of government. That's basically what they've been calling for. That's where this conversation came on.
Anyway, I'm surprised to hear this.
Okay.
At the same time, not surprised.
All right.
When you get to a certain level in governance,
okay,
in government, you are no more representing a region.
Okay.
You are representing the country, and you speak the language of the president. So I'm not surprised to hear that our president said that such a thing is not existing. Yoruba have not suffered any persecution.
Are you sure?
I'm talking if he as the president.
Okay.
President will not defend Yoruba. Yes, he will defend Nigeria.
Okay.
The president will not defend Igbo because he was sworn in to maintain the unity of our federation. So he's not going there to begin to say, yes, I agree with you that 130,000 Yorubas were killed, or 130,000 Igbos were killed, or 130,000 thieves and the Domas were killed. The president, you don't expect him to say that, you become a failure. So the president will tell you that you, a Yoruba man, saying that so number of Yorubas were killed, you're a liar. That so number of Igbos are killed, or Igbos are suffering, is a lie. That he doesn't agree with you. The former president told you the reason why he appointed people from a certain region, it was because this is the people he can serve with, he can rule Nigeria with. So this one you're talking about, just for example, now every one of us is saying that the president is ruling with Lagos boys, and when you hear about Lagos boys, you might think they're all Lagosians, they're all Aworis. Do you understand? They're all people from Lagos, which is lie. A Lagos boy we're talking about is ruling Nigeria with are the people from Ijeshaland, the Igbas, the Jebus.
Okay.
Do you understand? That he know when he was a governor, that are his friends, but also they're in Lagos. So people now will mistake it. President Tinubu is ruling with Lagos boys, and everybody think that the people that he's talking about are Lagosians. Some of those Lagos boys, none of them is a Lagosian. None of them. Tell me one that's a Lagosian.
Okay, so Mr. Femi, because we have a lot of topics that we want to cover.
Therefore, yes.
Okay, so the question is, this petition written, 130 pan-Yoruba groups that wrote this petition, Is Nigeria ready for what they're calling for?
Nigeria is more than ready for that. But the people that are peddling our canoe are not ready for that.
It's because of the recent killings in Kwara. And they're identifying with their people in Kwara. That's why all of these calls are coming up.
Who is killed in
Kwara? Yes.
How many people is killed in Kwara? As far as we're concerned, nobody's killed in Kwara. Nobody died.
Why? No, we saw videos, though, sir. No,
even if it's one person, it's a human.
Nobody died in there. Nothing is happening in Kwara.
Why?
There's no persecution.
Where is the persecution coming from?
There's no persecution in Nigeria.
No. Are you referring to what the president said?
There's no persecution.
Is it because of what the president
said? Are not being killed. It's because of the insecurity. That's what affected Kwara. It's because of insecurity in Nigeria. That's affected Imo or Abia or Enugu or Rivers or Yo or Oshu. It's just insecurity. That's everywhere. The entire world is grappling with insecurity. So if you say that people are killed in Kwara because of that, they want to have a nation. It's not. We won't allow that. Nigeria Federation.
Okay, why is Deborah being killed?
Who is killed?
Deborah. The one that alleged to
But Deborah was killed.
Oh, it's part of that insecurity, you know.
Please let us not
security for us.
Part of insecurity.
Are you the spokesperson of the?
No. Let me tell you something. Let me remind you something. Nigerians can forget easily.
Okay.
A prominent Yoruba leader lost a child.
Yes.
Do you understand? An affair leader.
Was it not during Buhari's administration?
Yoruba is not a nation. Yoruba is a state.
Is a state?
It's a state.
They're not a nation.
No. Do you know what is the meaning of a nation?
Okay.
We brought this word nation from Hebrew word like Bible.
Okay.
You can produce a nation.
Okay.
We don't have nation of Israel now. What we have is a state of Israel.
Okay.
So the Yoruba.
Got safety protocols? Grainger has the safety pros to call. Shop our vast inventory of safety products at Grainger.com.
Sure.
Now, a leader of a certain state, I'm not talking of your state, I'm talking of the federation if they are granted independence now. It's bigger than so many countries in the world. A leader of that state, the daughter was killed by a bandit.
Exactly.
A terrorist.
A terrorist.
Yeah.
Then this our president was not a president. He got there and said, this line, he said, where are they?
Where are the cows?
He said, where are they? He disputing that the lady was not killed by anybody. So is it the same person you expect him now as a president?
Okay, we understand where
he's
coming from.
Is it the same person you expect?
I was afraid before.
The last thing my Egmont will do is to grant Yoruba Udua Republic. It's impossible. It can never be gotten. Anybody writing petition to UN, to anybody, is wasting his time. But sometimes it's good to make noise. Or anybody who say I want Biafra, is wasting his time.
Okay.
It cannot happen.
All right. Let's take a
This present leaders are not ready for that.
Okay, we'll take a very short break. We'll continue with the conversation. This is VOP 90.3 FM. You're currently listening to the Evening Rush, and that was Mr. Femi Ferguson. I actually have Mr. Tony Bata and Mr. Lowell Ekondaya right here in the studio. We'll be right back shortly.
Presentations by the Covenant Children Ministry, exciting recreational activities, and lots more. Date Tuesday.
Omo. Did you hear the other guy talking about the colonialists, calling them slave masters, and talking about how trying to paint a picture that Nigeria was better under them? I don't know what he's trying to push. Is he trying to push that they should continue to enslave? Hey, God, oh. So many educated illiterates in Nigeria. If you check her now, maybe that man get PhD. Look at what is coming out of his mouth. He's telling you that they maintained the administrative offices so well. Well, how come there were no wars then? There was no, hey! On a public platform. Look at the amount of misinformation. It's so clear that some Nigerians, they just want to remain slaves forever. You can't save everybody. Clearly, it is true what a lot of people say, that you cannot save everybody. It is so true. I quite agree. Some people, you need to leave them in the dungeon. You really need to leave them in the dungeon. This is what this lady that was trying to save the slaves through Canada, through the railway, underground railway train. This is what she said. Some of them refuse to follow her. They rather remain slaves. This is an example right there. Imagine on a live station, you are giving out, doling out misinformation. He's a teacher. Oba. Oh, Kokobioko. What is he teaching? This one that is fantasizing colonialism. Whether we don't know what trajectory T-Pain is going now, whether he's following the rules, the instructions that have been given to him, right? So that they will completely decapitate the country, and then they will now say, "Oh, you guys are ineffective with governance, so let them come and take." Hey, God, I beg you. Oduduwa nation, they cry. Then they write letter to UN. Shebi na their brother dey there. I've heard some Oduduwa nation people speak on spaces where they come and they say, yes, he's an Oduduwa man. Yeah, he's doing what an Oduduwa should do. In his mind, he's ruling with Yoruba first in mind. That's what they want. Now they are writing letters. Hey, God, I beg you. This Nigeria is a show. Show for sure. I'm telling you. If you put Nigeria on Netflix, people will be glued to the edge of their seats with the amount of back-to-back that they will be getting. I've never seen a thing like this before in my life. A whole teacher. So you can imagine the students that is pouring misinformation into their head. This one want to talk now about colonialism. He will tell you that it was better under them. Can you imagine? A century where slaves from his own people, especially all over the Americas, they all have Yoruba lineage. God forbid. I'm telling you, propaganda. They are writing. Yoruba people. You know how many people have died in Nigeria from all over? I beg. Anyway, I not blame them. Now South now snooze. Now make una lose. South people, you people will be sleeping, snoring. I beg. In the meantime, while they're still on commercial break, there's a video I wanted to show. Where's the video? Here it is. Let me play this video. Hopefully the show will be back by then.
Some minutes ago, I made a phone call to
they are back.
New Olubadan of Ibadan land.
All right, they're back. Let's go back. I'm going to play that after.
Sworn in twice to continue as president, which has brought the forward to the fact that there are talks that if any political party accepts Jonathan, the APC would at the last minute fight it out with the court and he may be disqualified, which obviously may affect any form of opposition. So Bayo Onanuga spoke in that regard. Secondly, the president has advised everyone concerning 20 Independence Day tomorrow, saying that there'll be no parade, but that we should all have one voice, one hope, and that things are no longer as bad as it used to be, that the challenges are over. That's what the president says, telling us that things are actually turning around. But we have circumstances that is actually bedeviling the nation and polarizing the nation. So the question is, does the administration of today understand what the people want, or are they in the glass cylinders beclouded by certain praises and they have decided not to understand what Nigerians are going through? And then two, is it that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan cannot be qualified to actually be run or contest again for office based on a subtle threat given by Bayo Onanuga?
Yeah, the lawyers will go to court and have a field day to argue their case. They have nothing to argue about this. Goodluck Jonathan was never sworn in as an elected president of Nigeria 2 times.
Okay.
We all can remember the doctrine of necessity. And outside that, we know there's nothing supposed to be a doctrine of necessity. It's because of the loophole in transmission or transferring of power before Yar'Adua demise. Jonathan have never been sworn in as a president of Nigeria. He only stepped into the foot or into the shoe of his boss to complete his tenure because of death. He was only sworn in as elected president. The difference between being sworn in, or not, he was not even sworn in, being taken up by law. When their chairman is not there, either by death or one thing or the other, you step in to complete whatever started, because that's why you are elected as a vice chairman, vice president, or whatsoever. But when you stand for election as a president, and as a presidential candidate of a party, you are nominated, you are fielded, and you won the election and sworn in. That is when we can say you are now an elected president. He finished Jonathan Yaradua not as an elected president. Somebody can say it's a joint ticket. The joint ticket, the presidential candidate choose you to serve him, to serve under him, to take order from him. All right, okay. So when Yaradua was not there, he, as a servant, as his vice, he completed it. Jonathan was not sworn in as an elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but as a vice president. Why vice is there? But adventure the president or the chairman or whatever is not there, he will complete his tenure. Or when he's traveling or when he's indisposed, he will take it over. But when you now stand for election as a presidential candidate of a state like Nigeria, of a federation, you stand in, you feel your form as a president, you go to stamp everything as a court or whatever, and stand for the election, and you won election, you'll be sworn in as a president. Okay. So there's nothing court will ever do about it. The court, we are waiting for the court. All right. If Jonathan they have decided to run, Jonathan have only been elected president for one time. So he's free to contest.
The president said that Nigeria has achieved a lot in the past 10 years. Is that true?
Who?
The president. In Imo State today, he said that Nigeria has achieved a great milestone as it's celebrating its 65th anniversary, and that its founding fathers have made sacrifices that strengthen the unity of the country, and that Nigerians will soon start enjoying the full benefits of various reforms implemented by the government.
Oh, no.
And then urged those speaking.
Oh, no, there are no two ways about it. Anybody who is telling me that Nigeria have not been advancement in every aspect is lying. But yes, you can say the pace. But there's some certain area we need to concentrate. Okay. There's certain area we have not done well. There's some certain area we have done well. Anybody who telling me that Nigeria at age of 65 have not done anything, I would say
in the past 10 years. So what are the areas that we have done well?
We are not where we are in the past 10 years.
Because the APC came on board in
I don't care whether it is APC or PDP. Since 1990 now, there's a lot of things have been done. We did what they're supposed to do. Yes, in the past 10 years, government have done some certain things.
In the past 10 years?
Yes.
In the past 10 years, since 2015? Okay, what are the good things that the APC has political party? Sir, please kindly list them out. Let's know. We're educating ourselves here. So what are the things that have done that is good?
In the Committee of Nations, if you ask them, they will tell you a lot of things we have done.
In the Committee of Nations?
Yes.
What?
You see, one thing that Nigerians are only concentrating on our failures.
Okay.
You see, not because my uncle or my elder brother or my father or myself is not a governor or a senator or president will not make me to condemn entirely the good things have been done. Okay. You can say, okay, they have not done more, they have done 30% or 20% or 50% or thereabout, but something, they have done something.
All right, Mr. Tulimba.
We're not standing
Nigeria have done, particularly APC government, we have done graduating from corruption to more deeper corrupt nation.
I disagree with you.
Yes. Let me finish. We have graduated from looting 1 million naira to billions. Like people who go and transfer the buy house and also transfer it to their wife and their children. We have graduated from a state governor looting the state money, and EFCC will close their eye. We have transferred from INEC telling us that it's glitch when everybody has voted, and the same election, the same contest, House of Rep, Senate was being announced. We have graduated from the judiciary, don't know the meaning of and also don't know that they have given a verdict when President Obasanjo contested with Muhammadu Buhari, when he was saying he didn't win Abuja, but they told him that because Obasanjo won 25% vote there. We have graduated from many things, both good and bad. So Nigeria, we have graduated from even buying fuel from from 85 naira to 1,000 or 900 something naira. We have graduated from Nigeria deceiving us, leaders deceiving us, telling us that refineries are working when they are not working. These things are progress we are making, either good or bad. The posterity will judge us.
Interesting. You say you disagree, sir.
I disagree.
What are the areas you disagree?
I disagree. When I sat for either WAEC or GCE, I don't know what it's called, computer. Today, your children will sit for exam. Tomorrow we had a.
When was that, sir?
The 70s and 80s.
No, sir, we're talking about the past 10 years. The president was...
That's what I'm telling you.
He said in the past 10 years, we have actually achieved quite a lot in the past 10 years. And the APC came into power in 2015, and it's 10 years. So that's why I asked you, what are the areas? Let's start, at least Tinubu is still very fresh. In President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure or administration, what were the good things in the administration that you would confer to say...
10 years is too far. We're not talking about the 2 years my president...
No, that's what the president...
These 2 years, a lot of things have been achieved.
Okay, but the president said 10 years.
We have never had any private refinery that is giving us fuel. We are no more queuing again.
Okay.
Okay? A lot of things is being done. A lot of good things.
But you can't speak for the 8 years of Buhari's tenure that you can't...
I'm not talking about 8 years might be too much for you, but I'm talking about these 2 years. Some certain good things have been done, and some bad things have been done also. We are living in a world where you have mortals that are not perfect. I'm not trying to say that Mr. President can be given 100% mark. No, he's a human. I'm not APC, neither am PDP. But I'm trying to tell you, for people to score Nigeria 0, I disagree with that. For this present government 0, I disagree with that.
All right.
They might have performed below average in some certain area. And there's some areas they have performed well. So let's clap for them where they have done well.
Right.
And where they have done bad, let's rebook them.
Mr. Lawal Kunda, very, very recently, Peter Obi, Issa Pantami, El Rufai, I think Atiku, they met together. Now you know who Professor Issa Pantami is. I mean, there were talks about him and his affiliation with the extremist group. Immediately they left, and Issa Pantami is of the CPC faction, he's a Buharist. Now, Tinubu and his, allies, they've also gone to pay Issa Pantami a visit. Everyone is looking at it from the prism of the favoritism of 2027. There is a grapple to get the concentration of the Buharists or the Buhari loyalists. Now, after that, since then, there have been talks about Peter Obi. If indeed, with the structure currently ongoing, if they would allow him to become the president. There are a lot of disparity that surrounds his personality. The talks that there are a lot of powers working to ensure that what happened in 2023 does not happen again. And even some people who he is possibly affiliating himself with may not necessarily be in total want him to become a leader. There are a lot of speculations in that regard. So some people are throwing the weight of the only way that can work if there is an agreement or an arrangement that Peter Obi for now maybe deputizes either one of them, either deputizes any of this northerner. There's an agreement that by 2031 someone else would support him. But a couple of people feel that the North will never give the power to any southerner once it is their own time. So where does that put things in retrospect?
It's what I would call a mess. I will call it a mess. You know why? Because in all these permutations we've been hearing over, nobody talk about, getting the vote of the people. They keep talking about how they can permutate up and up there. Everything that concerns them when it comes to, how to get into political posts, it's always those elites that have powers. They don't even consider the masses. They don't say, okay, we need to do very well. We need to, in fact, what are the masses saying? What are we going to get more vote from this year because of what we have done so far? I think, yes, this place we have is our strength. This is what we have done. So no, the people are not totally part of all these things. And it worries me. Because such a thing will be defined.
Oh, wow.
To say or to do when it comes to his master's house or property. The only thing that keeps the slave alive is the work he's doing. So they only feed the slave to live.
Look at what this
and work.
Saying.
So what I see Nigerians in this area is that we only need you as a tool. But when it comes to who becomes leader, it's not your decision at all. You are not supposed to be part of it. Let us make the decision. We will decide up there, and then we'll now come down and then use you as the tool. That is the way I see the whole thing, and it's worrisome. And that's why I personally do not see the progress that some people are talking about in the governance that I see in Nigeria.
Mwajide, welcome.
That's why I said my own from that 1960. I have not seen where I can categorically hold, because everywhere we have that growth, we keep losing it. Everything that's been built, we keep losing it. That is what I keep. That's why some people will say, well, maybe what I am saying is not this and that. I am looking at the trend. I'm looking at the statistics. I'm looking at the graph.
All right. Thank you very much.
The growth.
We need to.
Are we growing or we are not?
What do you think about this, Mr. Femi Ferguson, about Nigeria not giving it to somebody from that region because of the way things are structured? Well, let me not say Nigeria, the system not allowing it to work, the way the system has been structured.
Not give it to who? Which region are you talking about?
You listen to
the question. Are you
talking
about Peter Obi?
Yes, Peter Obi, Atiku, El Rufai, as well as the president himself.
Zoning is not constitutional.
Okay, zoning is not constitutional.
No, the person that even brought it to bear was former Vice President Elect Kweme.
Okay.
He's behind of this South-South, North Central, Northeast, Southwest,
okay,
South-South. He's the one that is his creation. Well, I don't blame the old man. He was doing it. If we can use that to bring justice to bear in Nigeria political system, that is not helping us. Okay. Therefore, somebody from the South region to become president now, all things is possible, but not in politics. It's only with God.
Okay.
The Bible says all things are possible with God, but not in Nigerian politics. It's not possible. Something that has been structured.
Of course, Mr. Baya, absolutely. I agree with you. Welcome. Guys, please double tap the screen if you have not yet liked. Thank you so much to those who have liked.
It will be, might be, for now, it might be difficult for him to be the president of Nigeria, except he's be a deputy, somebody from the north. Maybe his master to go back to his master to go and become his deputy. But at the same time, let's look at it from the two sides of it. The person who is the president of this country now is who?
President
He's a Southerner.
Yes, a Southerner.
And the Southerner is going to be the vice president of the Northerner to take power from the Southerner. Things are not in order.
Okay, can I ask you a question there? If we are talking about a Southerner being, even though I'm not in support of people being president to a vice president to Atiku, if we are talking about how can a Southerner be a vice president to Atiku to collect power from the South, why is it that after the South from Southwest, after their own, then instead of the Southeast to go Southwest,
that is what
came back to power.
You're about to lose $40,000 for your car accident because you don't know this one trick. Check this out.
Master and this, they don't even, our vote is not counting. That's why people like Tinubu that will come and win election. They can't win election.
That is why I said something is wrong.
They can't win election if you have a very strong institution.
Somewhere. That's why
they win election. They can't even win the government election.
Things are working well in South. There's no way a Southerner will become a president. A Southerner will go and be a vice president to a Northerner to take power from the Southerner. That things are not in order. The Southerner was Southerner from a certain region. Udua region was a president for 8 years. And that Southerner become a vice president for 8 years.
Yes.
From the same region.
The same region.
And that Southerner came and become president from the same region.
Wants to do 8 years.
That is why a Southerner from another region want to be a vice president to a Northerner to collect power from his brother in the South. That's I said that things are not in order. But if it's well put in proper perspective, or it ought not to be. When a Southerner has been a president for 8 years, a major tribe, let me use that word, a major, ethnic nationality, have been a president for 8 years, it is zoned to the South. And after that, yes, it's supposed to be, okay, we South have said that, let it go to this nationality that also a major tribe. Let it be given to them. Do you understand?
Yes,
even if they are not qualified to be the president for now, because this Southerner Olusegun Obasanjo have been a president. Let's bring somebody from the other side to be the vice president for 8 years. Do you understand? Then this time another side is coming to the South again. Let's bring from here to be president. While from the other side, that let's say in Yoruba style, let him be a super minister or something like that. So there's no need a Southerner, an Igbo man will come to go and be a vice president to the Northerner when a Yoruba man is already a president I mean, it doesn't work well. But because things are not in order, they are not interested whether you are Igbo or Yoruba Hausa. The person that is the president is your Bola Tinubu. He's not Yoruba man. Bola Tinubu say, "Emi lokon." It's me, not our lokon. Emi lokon, you have to say our lokon.
No, he said our lokon. Nino our emi lokon. He said it.
Do you understand? Bola Tinubu did not say it's the turn of the Yorubas.
He started with our lokon. That's what he started with. Yes.
It's me, not we. So it was given to him on himself. He took the power. You understand what I'm saying?
Sorry guys, the connection my battery ran out. Finish this and call it a day. Yes.
It's me.
Exactly.
So it was given to him on himself.
He said our lokon. And then he now proceeded and said, Ninu our lokon emi lokon. Guy,
power in Nigeria is not given, it's taken. And even your Bible said, it's in the time of so and so.
The president says it that
do you understand?
Power is not
so it is not Yoruba that took power. It is Bola Tinubu that took power.
That's not correct.
Yoruba took our position.
That's not correct.
Yoruba took our turn. No, it is Bola Tinubu. So if P2B succeed now, it's not Igbo that took power.
Yes.
It's P2B. If Atiku succeed now, it's not outside of Fulani took power. It's Atiku. So it depends on
the more are not going to twist narratives. That's not what you said.
Personality, we don't vote.
So no, Mr. Lawal, you were trying to clarify something.
No, that's why I keep saying that. Yes, it's time we begin to look at the appropriate personality. We should go beyond that group thing. Yes, because the group will put somebody, and somebody will now favor that tiny group. That use their power, and then the whole people you are not part of the.
It is happening even in all the states.
Oh, except the institutions.
I'm sorry. Let me give you for example now. Lagos. Let me use Lagos. Lagos and Imo State. Imo State is like every other Nigerian state.
Yes.
Have 3 senatorial zones. Since 1999, a certain senatorial zone in Imo State have been ruling Imo State. Udama is from Olu senatorial zone. Russia Secretary is from Olu senatorial zone. Hope Uzodinma is from Olu senatorial. Only Okigwe have produced one. There's something happening in Lagos. Show me since 1999 a location, a pure location. Omoye, Omoluabiko, Omoye, but it's only
Ambode.
Ambode is not from Ekpe. The mother is from Ekpe. He's not an Ekpe man. He's not a location.
The mother is from Ekpe.
The mother is from Ekpe. He's not from Lagos State. Go investigate. Ask him. His mother is from Ekpe. He's not from Ekpe.
So the dad is from.
Whether Ekiti or sure, I don't know where. So the no Lagosian, no Omoye Pataki, no Awori, nobody have ever been a governor of Lagos State. The person that that ought to be a governor of Lagos State that come closer to it, they say is a dented blood. How can a Nigerian call somebody dented blood because your father is a Yoruba, your mother is Igbo? What nonsense and rubbish and stupid thing to say?
It's the politics.
Gbadebo Vivo is a Lagosian, a core Lagosian. Go and study their family line. But he said because the father married an Igbo woman, for that Gbadebo is a dented blood.
At least he still has a warm blood.
Can you imagine?
Others don't even have.
Others don't have.
Can you imagine?
Others don't have.
Can you imagine?
Voila.
While in London, we have Nigerians, Igbos, Yorubas occupying different positions.
Very well. They run for offices.
In Italy, I was there when an Igbo man became in 2016. An Igbo man was what? Was a senator in Italy. Igbo man was
never hear them fight over.
Do you understand? Go to Canada now. An Igbo man is what? Is it also a senator now in Canada?
Look at Kemi Badenoch.
Go to other places.
She's also
Yoruba and Igbo said Yoruba man have been a CJ, Chief Justice of a certain country in Africa. Can you imagine? Now a pure Nigerian, your father is a Nigerian, your mother is a Nigerian. All right, okay? And he says the dated blood. I I suffer a lot in the hand of Igbos. I suffer a lot in the hand of Yorubas myself.
Oh my God! So you're one of the...
I go, the Yorubas tell me that I'm not Yoruba.
Enough.
I'm not Yoruba.
No, that you're not Yoruba enough. Your dad is Yoruba.
Yeah, I'm not Yoruba enough. That my father is not Yoruba. I go to Igbo people. They say they don't trust me. I'm not Igbo.
Your father is Yoruba. Your mom is Igbo.
No, my father is Igbo.
Your father is Igbo?
Yes.
So
I go to the Igbo. They say they don't trust me. It was published. I sue a man, 2000 and what? He said that when we are fighting for Hanese presidency in Lagos State, one by someone, I sued him.
Because he said you're not Igbo.
He said I'm not Igbo. He said, hey, that Igbos have entered one chance. How can Yoruba man come and be their president? Can you imagine that nonsense?
You see,
if I live in Igbo land,
when I tell you,
if I live in Igbo land for 10
you
years,
see how I
trace
my history from where our problem started, because everything here is not seen to develop us.
Have a permanent secretary. In Abia State, as a permanent secretary, who is a Yoruba. In Anambra, as a permanent secretary, who is a Yoruba. There's something more than permanent secretary. Now, the one just finished his youth service. And I was, finished having in Imo, I've been in Abia. And from there, I rose to that level. Nobody, he didn't go there because his father is a son, an Oba or anywhere.
Okay.
He rose to the rank.
All right, let's take some closer. Thank you so much.
That's why I said masters relationship. They just use us as a tool to cause problem for anybody they think is not favoring them. So we'll start creating that narration and begin to fight battle we don't even know. That's the way we just like choose to them.
The number to call is 080-3692-9933.
Anyway, guys, I'll end it here. Thank you all so much for joining. Michael, Tracy, Wanjide, Mesatoba, everyone. I can't mention all your names because my screen is completely wiped out of the comments. But thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.